Welcome to Smokesteve's International Pub. Today I'll be featuring a drink called a Grateful Dead. As far as I could tell from my research, there's two possibilities of why this drink is named a Grateful Dead. Number one, the Dead did a tour across Canada with Janis Joplin and a couple of other psychedelic type bands from the 60s, 70s, early 70s. At one point, somebody got off the, probably Pigpen, because he was a big drinker, got off the train, went to a liquor store, bought a bunch of bottles of booze, they poured them all into a huge bowl, added a bunch of LSD, and basically they all tripped. You know, they had a huge party that weekend. You know, who knows? That sounds like a pretty reasonable guess to me. The other option is when you make the drink, the final ingredient gets poured over the top after everything else is completed, which could create a tie-dyed effect. I don't know. We'll see. Either one works for me. So, gonna go with a 1 ounce shot of each one of these things. First, we're gonna go with vodka. We got gin. We have, we've got tequila. And white rum. No whiskey in this bad boy. That would probably, I don't know, clash a little. This is somewhat similar to a Long Island iced tea. We'll just dab a little more rum in there just for good measure. And here we're gonna go ahead and take some homemade sour mix. That's lemon juice, sugar, and water with a little bit of lime also. Go in right there with that. And we're gonna go ahead and give this a shake. Since that ice is seasoned, I'm not gonna strain the ice out and I'm gonna pour it into a bigger glass here. So then this goes right on top of that ice. Then, on top of that, we're gonna go ahead and take our Chambord, drop the cap, which is no biggie. Chambord right in there, and then just carefully, just so it kind of drips down in there, get a little bit of a swirling effect. Let's give it a shot. Not bad. Grateful Dead. Welcome to the pub. We'll see you downstairs. Hello. Welcome, everybody. Thanks for being here. That drink was called the Grateful Dead. Hopefully this is all coming through loud and clear. Let's have some light. And let's bring it back old school style. And John Rorty, what's up? Greg Stark, Biscuit in the house, George. Let's do a Dead tune to start it off. What's up, buddy? You know what? Because it was a Grateful Dead cocktail, we're going to do a Grateful Dead song. Half of one. I'm not going to torture you guys. I had a hard run. Running from your window, I was all night running if you cared. I had a running and a run down, run around the corner. I had to move, really had to move. That's why, if you please, I am on my belly knees. Bertha, don't you come around here anymore. me up a little at the beginning there, but love the Grateful Dead. Little Grateful Dead tribute for tonight. So, yeah, we're rolling, people. Good to see everybody here. Aphid Lip, what's up, man? Pardon me, a burp already. It's a little early for that. Hopefully, everything's coming through. English Bottle Cap, Last Dance, Aphid Lip, George, Paul, David, John, Biscuit. Did I say that? Everyone's here. Gang is rolling. We're looking good, man. Link, as always, is in the description. My boy down below already knows where the link is. Thanks. Outstabbing. Does that mean you would prefer have been stabbed? No, I'm kidding. I know. Thank you, Last Dance. Lessons for Life. How you doing, buddy? I think I may recognize that name. Not sure. Hey, Nil, what's up, man? Fuck the world, Nil. Right? Right. Oh, we got a Swede in the house. All right. We're rolling with some Swedes. Gonna pack a bowl of weed here. Getting everything rolling and set up here. Cool, man. I'm glad you guys are here. Should be a good pub tonight. And yeah, some things got passed this week. In the United States government, a little stimulus action seems to have gone through the Senate. I believe the Pope met up with a Shiite cleric in Iraq, and yeah, the world is whacked out as usual. Anyways, let's bring in some buddies here. What's up, Professor?
Hello, everybody. I've had an upgrading job.
Nice.
I've moved to a nice new abode.
Beautiful. Looks
My
good.
old grand piano up there.
Yeah.
That way.
Yeah. Very nice. Hey, Duke, what's up, man?
Hello, beautiful people. How are you guys?
Pretty good.
I'm good, thank you.
Very good. Yourself?
Yeah, I'm fine. Biscuit vapes, that looks really nice and comfy, that living room.
It does, doesn't it?
Do you play on the grand piano a lot?
Well, I'm just going to break the illusion right now. Here's a bit of an illusion breaker right here.
Yeah.
Damn it, you killer of dreams.
It's not real.
No. It's cool anyways.
While I'm looking at the screen, it's taking me out of my own life, so it's brilliant.
There you go. And from last week, you had the Mars thing. Didn't it have a successful trip over the week?
Yeah. It only took me a week to get back from Mars.
Yeah, very nice. Very quick. Let's even out the numbers here with Last Dance of the Sane.
Hey, good evening, guys.
How you doing, man?
All right. Hey, Biscuit, would you have your butler polish up the video for me?
Yeah.
Just a little polish is all it needs.
Polish your video or my video?
Your video. I'm sure.
Is my video not very polished?
I'm sure it's transitive. It just gets something along the mind for that.
Looks good. Hello, John Grammaticus, if I missed you. Good to see you, buddy. Pretty mellow show from Hayden this week. I thought it was good. Did you guys happen to catch it?
I did.
Missed it. Yeah.
It keeps bringing up the TV license thing. I'd like to interject that if you play your cards right, you don't have to pay TV license. You're not going to get sent to prison.
How's that?
Well, I don't pay TV license. I just basically all you have to do is inform them and prove that you don't watch live TV, and that's it.
Is that provable?
Yeah, because I've cut my aerial off from the roof, and I just say, there's the aerial. It's not even plugged in. It's got no wire to it, and they can't do nothing about it.
So
I don't actually watch live TV, so they can't prove otherwise.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but you're still legally obligated to pay.
No, I'm only legally obligated if I watch live TV or BBC iPlayer.
Yeah, we're thinking about switching over maybe to YouTube TV because cable is just a ripoff.
Yeah.
Such a joke. Save some
I mean,
money.
I probably pay way more than the TV license in streaming fees, but like Hayden said, it's my choice.
Right, exactly.
I live in an area.
Plus, the streaming services give me a lot more entertainment. There's a lot more there. They're always putting new stuff out. Netflix is paying a fortune for new programs.
Yeah,
all the time.
And that's like $15 a month, right?
No, I pay $8.99 a month.
Nice. That's awesome, man. Let's see, who do we have here? Oh, I see my wife. She's in there. How you doing? She likes the digs. Very nice. And Sammy Cat, she's here. She's visiting. Oh, cool. Watching the show upstairs. Very nice. Next Netflix is shit. I guess Nil doesn't like that. I don't know. Some of their shows were pretty good, right?
Yeah, I like a few of their shows.
I've watched almost everything on Netflix, so I've moved on to watching all the anime shows now. There's actually some really good adult, like aged anime films. I'm not talking about like adult as in porn. I'm talking about violent anime films.
Sure.
Have you seen that Attack on Titan thing?
Yes, I have.
Yeah, and you watch it with English audio?
And some episodes I've had to watch in subbed, with subtitles.
Okay. Because I watched it with the English audio, and some translator guy, he had like everyone saying proverbial all the time.
Yeah.
This is gonna the proverbial shit is gonna hit the proverbial fan.
I think I heard that quote in from Proverbs.
Proverbs, yeah.
Yeah. No, but it was crazy. Like,
I don't think the translation works sometimes, does it? From Chinese to English.
In everyday conversation, you might hear the word proverbial once a year, but this is like 20 times per episode. Right. It's just weird.
Yeah, proverbial.
Yeah.
Hey, I think Last Dance, obviously you saw she said hi. Sammy Cat said hi to you.
Actually, Greg Topple, my favourite anime is Full Metal Alchemist. Don't know if you guys have heard of that.
Never heard of it.
It's a really good adult-aged anime.
Interesting. Kind of sounds like a blacksmithing show.
What happens is the premise of the show is that two kids try to use alchemy to bring the mother back, and they make a massive mistake, and his brother gets like completely taken away to pay for his mum coming back, but his mum comes back as a monster. They end up having to kill the mother because it's like she comes back like all like disfigured.
That's always the way it works out, doesn't it?
And he ends up getting the youngest boy gets trapped in armor, and then they spend the rest of the show trying to get the boy's body back.
But Steve, seriously, how the hell does it sound like a blacksmithing show? It's like, okay, if you said a chemistry show.
I don't know. I just Full Metal.
Because it's Full Metal. Yeah, right. But Full Metal Jacket's nothing to do with metal either, is it? Really?
No, only the word metal does.
Yeah, okay, you got me there, I guess.
Yeah.
But I was focused on the alchemy.
Right.
Yeah.
That is more of the show, actually, the alchemy bit.
It just off the top of my head, I thought of a show called Forged in Fire. I don't know if any of you guys are familiar with that.
Yeah.
That's a good show, man. Fucking blacksmithing for competition. It's a good one. And then the guys all chop up fucking animal carcasses at the end.
Is it like blades? Ninja Warrior, but with metal smithing?
It's more like the old Iron Chef, but instead of cooking, they're actually creating knives or swords or whatever the focus of that particular week is. It's a cool show. Check it out on the tubes if you have a chance sometime.
It's a bit like Orange County Choppers, but with knives.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
They are like the reason why railways don't have those spikes anymore, because everyone goes
nicking the spikes to rework them into knives.
Exactly. They have everyone doing that.
Well, let me just go ahead and add a fifth guy here. Aphid Martin.
Aphid Martin.
I'm
so confused. It looks like they crossed the street.
What are you on about?
It's indistinguishable.
Yeah, that's great.
What are you on about?
All right, nothing. That hat is strong, mate. That hat is strong.
I didn't know you have to do homework to join the chat here. I feel like I'm falling behind now.
I like to bring it.
Yeah, you should.
Very good. I'm gonna light a joint up for that hat.
Troll Central is bombarding us with proverbs, which is enjoyable.
Is it really?
Absolutely. Cup of Tea had a nice one.
Well,
I don't know about proverbs. I prefer Chinese haikus.
All right, there you have your assignment.
Duke took himself out. That wasn't me. That's life, but not as we know it. This is the chronic. This is the actual chronic. The strain, the chronic. So it's pretty good. Skunky.
You're about to get baked.
Yeah,
My brother's just spent £100 on some lighting for his cupboard.
Nice. I hope he went LED, the wave of the future.
Yeah, 1,200 watts of LEDs.
Right. Good man.
1,200 watts of LEDs?
1,200 watts of LEDs.
That's
Full
a lot
spectrum.
of LED.
I think the full spectrum.
But that, just to be clear, what they draw at the wall, Last Dance, is significantly less than the output of the lights, the wave.
Don't they waste a lot of it as heat?
Like they call it a sort of an equivalent to 1,200.
An equivalent, 1,200 watt equivalent. Okay.
Yeah, very good. Good for
Is
him.
this like under cabinet stuff or like the ceiling?
No, this is in cabinet with the extern with fans coming out of it.
Right.
My brother is like Steve's persuasion.
What? What is that?
What the hell does that mean?
Oh, this is to. I see. This is.
I'm speaking in code so that the policemen don't come knocking on my brother's door.
Right.
Oh,
I see. Now I'm following.
Because here it's not legal.
I figured it out. I figured it out, Biscuit. I figured it out.
Dude.
I didn't think I had to explain it that much on this channel.
Yeah, I mean, the first one time Aphid Lips said he was doing something that taking a page out of Steve's book, he was going to step out and take it.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't get it. What the fuck's he talking about? Everyone's like, he's talking about weed. I'm like, I don't fucking know. Yeah. So it happens to everyone, you know?
Thank you.
Yeah. So Duke's back.
Yeah, my computer froze. I was trying actually to share the other screen, and then it didn't work. I'm rendering at the same time. I thought it would be fun to show it, but yeah, my computer didn't like that.
You're rendering?
You're rendering? Isn't that something that you should keep private?
No, it's a 3D software, so I'm rendering out a scene with like this simple visual effects.
Nice.
You know, there's another definition for rendering that's used in the U.S. Like That's when dead animals are converted into like proteins and fats.
There's another use of the word rendering in this country. It's when you put plaster on a wall for the outside.
I know a few of them, but I haven't heard that you said Last Dance. That was a new one.
Yeah,
areas like Texas, where they have lots of cattle, the rendering truck will drive, to all the cattle ranches and pick up the dead cows, and they get a few bucks for the dead cows, and
that's kind of cool.
It gets converted into protein and fat, and probably gets stuck in something you eat without knowing it. So
I was
here in the U.S.
Yeah, you said you're converting. I was thinking like rendering in general. The word is you take a source material and you refine it, or you make it to something else. You're rendering it to something.
Like in cooking, like
fat.
you render it down. Yeah,
Fat, oil, bacon, things like that, right?
A cup of tea's onto it.
Not to be confused with curing.
Right.
You can also use the word in this sentence to render it useless.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
There you go.
Wouldn't have thought there were so many uses.
This vocabulary hour brought to you by Webster's Dictionary.
Today's letter is R, followed by the number 14.
Oh yeah, Liam Neeson
on Adult Sesame Street.
No, but I get used to it, because in the 3D software world, render is a very commonly used word, and you have these different renderers, which are softwares in themselves. So I kind of get stuck with that kind of vocabulary, because it's so used all the time.
Yeah, I wouldn't have thought there would have been that many definitions for that word, but there are. Pretty cool.
It probably is using it in the same context, but it's just more far-reaching than you realize.
Yeah.
Topple wants to know what vegetables to put in his fried rice.
Oh, I think he said what eggs. I don't have my glasses on.
Pineapple.
Peas or sweet corn.
I go onion, green pepper, bok choy.
Bok choy. Maybe some carrots chopped up real fine.
Yeah, julienne carrots, maybe a little garlic.
Green onions cut at a 45-degree angle is always nice.
Yep.
The angle is critical.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the angle cut sandwich, far better.
It's the same.
Bok choy, says my
But
wife.
you don't have to go crazy. Put an egg or two in there, some soy sauce, and some cabbage if you have it, some sort of cabbage.
Toughest thing is to get it to, when you fry it, you want it to all break up to individual grains. Nothing sticks together, and you get a nice mouth feel. All right.
And some mushroom. That's always good.
There you go. Mushroom's good.
Yeah.
Nice.
I like to put mushrooms as much as possible.
Cup of tea knows about snuffleupagus.
Well, the dude is on camera. I can't tell his age. We're going to give him a shot.
33. Hello, everybody. Hello, how are you all?
33.
33.
Uh-oh.
Cool.
Hello.
Can we see your whole face? Hey, hello, Liam.
Hello, how is
His
everybody?
glasses looks 4 years old at most.
Hey, shut up, man. Don't bully me like that.
Sorry.
You look like fucking Shawn Michaels.
Shawn Michaels. Hey, that's funny. You mean the wrestler?
Yeah.
Yes, sweet chin music.
Hey, where are you from, Liam?
Scotland.
All right.
Oh, cool, man. Right
I
on.
love
Awesome.
Scotland.
I'm real close to there.
Yep.
You know Jimmy Savile?
I know the name.
Oh, yeah.
God.
Yeah.
Aphid Martin knows him.
Knew
him.
He was my child's
Mentor.
babysitter for a
He was
while.
Aphid's mentor.
Can I ask a boring question about Scotland?
What?
Is it true that they had a lot? You have a lot of castles, and at some point they were putting a tax on all the castles. So the way to get around it was they removed all the roofs and all the windows, because then it was considered a ruin.
Yeah, that happened.
Yeah, that's a disgrace.
That's
I know,
sad.
it's so bad. Absolutely
Yeah.
terrible.
Did I read too somewhere about the UK in general? Not sure if this is true or not. That there was a thing called a window tax at one time, and people would literally brick in their windows rather than have to pay the extra money, and that's
Yeah.
where the term daylight robbery came from.
Yeah, I read it too.
I have never heard that in my life.
Yeah, it could be completely false.
It's got to be true.
Steve,
No, it's true. It's true. It is true. It's crazy.
Steve, we apparently hang at the same weird online places.
Yeah, and it's funny. I quote these things that I read this past week. I can't remember where I read it for the life of me, but I know I read it, you know. Sometimes you're just trying to kill 5 minutes at work and you go down this rabbit hole and you're like, oh meow. Yeah. What do we got, a cat?
Meow. Sorry, that's my cat.
Interesting.
Sorry.
Yeah, nice.
Sounds like a quite human cat.
Yeah.
Sounds like, yeah, I was gonna say it sounds like a mental disorder.
Sounds like a nervous tick.
It's
Sounds
not
like
a
a
human.
pussy.
No
It's a real
worries.
cat.
Unless he's on about his sister or girlfriend called Catherine.
That's
What?
Hold the cat up and show us the little bastard.
Well, it's got 2 legs at the minute, so I don't really want to show it.
Yeah, we're
Oh, is it a pussy?
we're probably
No,
better
it's
off
got
if
a
he
leg. It's
doesn't.
got his
if he
legs
doesn't
cut
show
off.
it.
Is that the vet?
All right, not sure. What he
Yeah, it's
means.
about to die. So it's on the verge of death. Meow, 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 meow.
Oh,
What the fuck was that? Sorry, that's my cat.
It's all right.
that was you.
Yeah, I think
Was not me.
that's a successful Saturday Night
I've got
Live
a monkey
audition.
as well. I've got a pet monkey.
Yeah, that's a monkey. Yeah, that's good.
Nice.
Yeah, so the whole zoo there, and you got one of those board lasers on your head. That's amazing.
Yeah, look. Where is it? There.
Yeah, that's it. Oh, okay, it's behind you.
What? Liam, can I ask you why you wear your headphones like that?
Just so I can like hear everything around me, and then hear
Cool.
you through here.
He has a
Okay.
third
Shawn
ear up on top of his head.
That's cool,
How's
man.
Triple H doing, Shawn Michaels?
I guess he means you, Duke.
Well, I just heard the Triple H and Shawn Michaels, and yeah, I know about
Shawn
them.
Michaels. Smokesteve.
Yeah,
Yes.
Shawn Michaels.
Oh,
Shawn
I'm
Michaels.
Shawn Michaels. I'm Shawn Michaels. Okay, I'm Shawn Michaels. Yeah. See, I'm not a wrestling fan of pro wrestling.
Oh,
More of the collegiate real wrestling that, you know, but the pro stuff never got into. Oh, I shouldn't say that. I liked it as a kid. I liked the Hulk and Jimmy Superfly Snuka and all those old characters.
you know Jimmy Savile was a wrestler.
A racer.
No, he wasn't. It was.
No,
We don't know what that
It
UK
was a child sex offender.
That's
I'm the
Scottish
wrestler.
slang for something.
Go and
yeah,
look it
that's
up.
a whole
Jimmy Savile
different
was a
kind of
wrestler.
wrestling.
Interesting.
So, have you ever been to Scotland? Anyone?
Yes, I've been a few times.
Good, good. Where did you go?
Mostly near Lochleek. in Loch Ness.
Very nice. For fuck's sake, my cat will shut up.
I've climbed Ben Nevis and Ben Wyvis as well.
What's that?
Yeah.
How was Loch Ness?
It was lovely and freezing, but it was lovely and freezing at Christmas, but I still went out in a canoe in it.
Cool. Didn't see any funny shaped waves or anything.
Are you on about the Nessie?
Yeah, I think it's just funny shaped waves caused by wind.
No,
or boat
Nessie
waves.
is real. Don't even say that. Nessie's real, right?
I don't know. It could just be a very big seal or a sea lion.
No,
Leo.
real.
How does Nessie sound?
How does Nessie sound? Well,
Interesting.
Yeah, sounds
That's
like
exactly
her.
how I would have guessed it too.
It sounds like gargling cum.
Sounds like a lot like a dying seal to me.
No, that's what it sounds like. I've heard it.
Jesus, Aphid lip. How the
Sorry.
How the hell?
Sorry.
Funny how aphids seem to really be familiar with that sound.
Yeah, exactly. Where did the reference come
I've
from?
heard it
Right.
before.
Do you like my animal noises? Think I could make a living off it?
No.
What does the fox sound like, Leah?
Oh,
Mm.
Nah. Sorry.
No, it doesn't.
That is not a
I heard
fox.
it.
I know what a screwing fox sounds like.
Oh.
Was it consensual, Biscuit?
No, I just watch a lot of. I can't say it because I don't pay my TV license.
You don't have to justify yourself on Smokesteve's pod.
No, I was just going to say something about a certain channel, but I don't watch them anymore because I don't pay the license.
Right. And I have.
The particular nature channel is only on that particular channel, so I can't actually reference it.
I believe a Special Forces BBC squad is heading for you.
I have heard.
He might-
They
You might have
squeal
to-
apparently when they're shagging.
He might have to get the hook, Smokesteve.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing, but
It was good while it lasted.
All right, buddy.
Yeah.
There you go. We'll see you later. It was good to see you too.
take care, Liam.
I think that cat needs a veterinary.
Yeah,
Hey, it's all good. We
It
like
was
to
it
have
was
this-
fun.
that
It
was fun. I agree 100%.
Not quite an Arminius.
What?
Oh, yeah,
Arminius, remember?
Oh, he was far more entertaining. Arminius. He was from my home state or my home city here.
Yeah, he was.
I rewatched it before Thursday show because I was looking back through trigger warning shows and I went watch that one. I could barely stop myself from laughing. It was that funny.
Him and Natalie really got along good.
Yeah, he was schemy, man. He was people were busting his chops, and all of a sudden he's like doing this intense internet search. I'm like, he's looking for people. He's fucking gonna get back. He's like, this guy. I think he knew his shit around his way around the computer, but
Yeah, I'm sure there's plenty of people that hate that guy's guts. I think Natalie was the only one.
No, I actually liked him. I mean,
I did too. I thought he was entertaining.
yeah, but then he said something dumb, and then he had to double down on defending it, and it just never ended.
right.
But he was an interesting character. I liked him for some weird reason.
Yeah, I mean, he had cool knives too, which was a interesting little 5-minute thing. He'd do his knife show.
Did we really say they were cool just because he said they were expensive?
Yeah, that's all it takes for me, man.
Just like to say to Joe Nicholson, I'm from South Yorkshire, Doncaster.
Right. Yeah, you can't tell a handmade knife. Like, it's not like looking at a Lamborghini or a Mustang. A knife is a knife. It's hard to really tell.
I mean, they weren't exactly ornamental or pretty, were they? They were just knives.
Right. There were knives. Yeah. I like knives.
I've seen the ones that have got like really nice. You know, like how they've worked the metal and they've got like squiggly patterns down the blade.
Damascus.
Yes, Damascus.
Yeah, that's sweet, man. That's hard to do.
Yeah.
A buddy of mine bought some blades from Pakistan, and then he made the handles himself. Then he cleaned the fuck out of them one night, and he's like scrubbed the Damascus off, and he had to
I thought the Damascus was actually like in the metal. It was like the way the metal was worked.
It is, but the artifact that's on the surface can be dulled down quite a bit. But all he had to do was get this etching liquid, $5 or something, and you re-etch the knife for like 10 minutes, dry it off, and boom, it brings those lines, like you called it, the folds out again. And it is beautiful. Just got to be careful cleaning them, I guess.
Yeah, I mean they are meant to be just kept on a shelf and looked at.
I can't even sharpen my kitchen knives. Every time I try and sharpen them, they just get duller and duller.
Are you used
Yeah, every block comes with that thing in the center.
You need one of these.
I've never pulled that out.
You need one of these.
What's that?
I don't know if you can see.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I have a nice stone, but evidently I'm too stupid to use it correctly.
You got that just sitting by your computer for some reason?
No, my computer's
wet the stone.
I'm sat on my sofa. I was sharpening all my knives today, just by coincidence. All my kitchen knives, not stupid combat knives.
Right.
It has to be whetstone. That's true, actually.
The one problem with that machine that I've got, it takes a lot of metal off.
Yeah, but it also, if you have that liquid that gives it that cool pattern, and it's kind of toxic. So if you stab a guy, he might get the allergic reaction.
Right.
You don't want that.
It's acid bath, I believe.
Yeah.
Well, I was sharpening my knife so I can cut a loaf of bread, not to stab somebody.
Yeah, you have to wipe it off before you stab someone.
Speaking of stabbing someone, there's a cool new knife, a special forces thing where they put a little CO2 charge inside the handle of the knife. And so the tip of the blade is maybe a 1/4-inch diameter hole. So when you stab somebody, it blasts this huge cavity of CO2 into their body, which creates a massive wound. Charged knives. It's a hot new thing. I think you get one stab per charge though. So you'd need multiple knives to really.
I don't know about that, but some guy made a baseball bat with a that you put gun cartridges in. You know, bullets.
Uh-huh.
They're like those like ramrod guns.
Yeah, for sharks and
Like
stuff.
sharks?
Yeah.
No, for like putting nails in like wood.
Oh yeah, nail gun.
Like a bullet firing ram fire or something.
Mm-hmm.
He put that onto the side of a baseball bat with like a pad on pistons, and he hit a baseball and he got like 200 like meters further than the longest picture.
Wow.
But Steve, I have to say something.
Yes.
You put me on the path to finding that video with the guy who went out and had an argument about some snow stuff.
Yeah.
And then killed his neighbors. And I watched it with the sound on.
Yeah.
And it's kind of disturbing, actually.
It's fucking disturbing, man.
Yeah, it was a while since I watched something like that.
Mm.
And the lady on the ground, I don't think she kind of realized that she was being killed, murdered.
Yeah, they never seem to really pick up on it. And
the guy seemed to kind of, he got scared as hell, started screaming and running inside. But the lady on the ground, hurt, she was still like, what the fuck are you doing? I don't think she realized that was her last minutes alive.
Seemingly not, right? I guess.
You put me on a really weird place watching that shit. What the hell? I've stopped watching that stuff.
Oh, but you've seen far worse over the years, I'm sure.
Yeah, I do have like a top 10 that I never want to see again. Kind of haunts me in the middle of the night sometimes.
Right.
So on that list, that video was kind of not even on the top 100. But still, since I haven't watched that shit for a while, it was kind of disturbing actually, because I was getting my head inside of her head.
Right.
Trying to understand.
What are you talking about? I guess I missed what you guys.
Yeah,
were talking
the
about.
chat's confused. Troll Central's confused.
Oh
No, it was a thing like, what was it, 3-4 weeks ago?
yeah. The video was from over the winter in Philadelphia of a few neighbors have a dispute about where they're going to put their snow while they're shoveling, and they start flinging insults at each other. A man and a wife versus seemingly a single guy. I guess they were across the street from each other. After a certain amount of insults, the guy just takes out a pistol and starts shooting the couple. Then he empties his clip, and the couple is at this point pretty severely incapacitated. He goes inside, gets an AR, comes out, finishes him off, and he basically says, "You'd still be alive if you kept your effing mouth shut," or something along those lines. And then he goes inside, and before the cops show up, he takes his own head off or blows his, kills himself. So,
Wow.
I really wish just once these people would get confused about the order of murder and suicide,
right,
and get it in the wrong order.
Yeah.
Of course, you wouldn't know that they planned murder then, but.
But one of the victims, the guy, he says in the start that they were gonna make the murderer, but before he was a murderer, that they were gonna make his life hell because of this dispute over some snow, some silly shit.
Oh.
So
Right.
I think that for me seemed to be the trigger. Like he thought that, okay, I'm gonna have to live here with his neighbors. They're gonna make my life hell. So I'm just gonna end them and myself. I don't know. Who knows? It's such an extreme
reaction. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was what we were talking about. I'm really surprised that more people hadn't seen it. It was actually pretty commonly on the internet. It wasn't even hard to find. For that
Well,
level,
I haven't been since don't go to LiveLeak anymore. I really don't come across that stuff. It's not like it shows up in my Facebook feed or anything.
right? I guess not.
Yeah, a friend of mine was asking about it, and I was trying to find a video, but the video without sound is easy to find, but that doesn't convey anything.
Right.
You just see like CCTV footage of a guy shooting people.
Right.
But the sound was the thing that made it interesting or disturbing.
Yep. Exactly. It made them far more human, and it made the conflict palpable. That the conflict was at one level, and they were all sounded kind of trashy and shit, and then all of a sudden, fucking this guy just steps this conflict up to murder out of seemingly nowhere. It was pretty nuts.
Yeah.
Is that John Lennon's house?
Yeah, I hear you, Neil.
He's John Lennon's son. That's why.
I'm a professor. I'm not John Lennon's son.
Yeah. And anyways, yeah. What was that, like 81? Is that right? For when he was killed, John Lennon?
1980.
80?
October, maybe? December 1980?
Yeah.
Have you guys read The Catcher in the Rye?
Not recently.
No. What the hell does that mean? You did it frequently back in the day?
I think he's saying he doesn't remember enough to proceed on with whatever conversation.
Oh, I remember William
Oh.
Holden Caulfield. I
Okay,
remember some parts of it.
Yeah.
Excuse me for speaking for you.
It's okay. I have a memory with some things. I do recall some parts of that book.
It's just clouded with bong water and resin.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna do it. I think I've done at some point, but I have like a 10-minute rant about how I hate these fucking Catcher in the Rye murderers, like the guy who shot John Lennon.
Mark David Chapman. I remember him like it was yesterday.
Wow.
These privileged shitheads who think that they're special because of their privilege. They haven't accomplished anything, and I don't understand why they don't get attention.
He is truly a special person to hate for the rest of your life. He really is a fuckwit.
Yeah. He
Were
took
you a big
somebody.
fan of the Beatles, Last Dance?
Huh?
Were you a big fan of John Lennon and the Beatles?
You know, I
Sounds
didn't
like-
become a big Beatles fan until maybe 10 years ago, believe it or not.
Mm.
I'm not that old. I was actually 8 years old when they broke up. So it's
Right.
No,
not really-
but you seemed so passionate about your hate for him. So I thought maybe you were.
He was. There's something about the Mark David Chapman and his justification. It's just so, I don't know, so stupid and trivial.
Whoa! It couldn't
Yeah.
have been. It couldn't have been 8/12. That's my birth. Oh,
12/8.
not from 12. Oh, 12/8. So
Or yeah,
they put it.
Do you remember that young guy recently? I think it was 2 years ago, or even less than that, but it was before Corona, in Texas or Florida, maybe Florida, who went to a mall and started shooting people.
Mm.
It was
doesn't narrow it down that much in America.
yeah,
no
it's
kidding.
weird because it was big
this-
news, but for like 5 days, and then nobody said anything. It was a young guy with glasses, looked like a nerd.
Well, we just watched a documentary, I think, on the guy that you're talking about.
Is that the guy that
Oh,
cops
okay.
shot when he was coming out?
Well,
No, he's still alive. This guy.
Oh no! This guy killed himself.
Okay, and he had like a
told you, you can't narrow it
LinkedIn
down.
proof.
Yeah. It
You have
sounds
a link-
exactly like what he's saying, though.
He had a LinkedIn profile where he said like, "Okay, I want a job, but I prefer to stay at home and play video games. So I don't want to work very hard, and it would be good if I could get home early." That was like his public job application. And then I think he referenced the New Zealand murderer. Like,
Oh, so
yeah.
it's recent.
yeah, I think what he said was right. And then he went out and actually killed a lot of people, immigrants. Because, but that for me is the new version of the Catcher in the Rye killers. Like, he's just bored, want attention, doesn't understand why people don't think he's the coolest shit in the world. So he goes out, kills people, gets attention, and doesn't understand consequences.
Right. Now that brings up the question that morally some people are trying to push this narrative of, well, don't keep continuing to mention their names because then at some level you're giving them some of what they wanted, I guess, that satisfaction. But it seems impossible with the duality of man being that we all want to know about it, but we don't want to celebrate their fucking murders in the same token. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but it's so easy. Just don't give the act. Yeah, okay. Yeah, the copycat killers, but it doesn't really happen that often. Does it really? Are there
Well, I
copycat
think that-
killers?
I think
doesn't happen
the mass shootings here in the United States definitely follow trends. I think that they spur on the next one, because right now
Yeah.
we're kind of there hasn't really been that many. Obviously,
I
there's not a
agree.
lot of people
I agree
gathering.
I agree with that 100%. I think the school shootings spur the next guy who's inspired by it, and the mall shooting. All these things, they kind of create that spark in the mind of a unstable person or just on the
Yeah.
edge.
I can buy that. I agree, but also it's so impossible not to do it. I mean, if everyone covered it just clinically, it would just go away. Because if they don't, it's still going to be on social media, and it becomes more of a myth, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think one of the original modern era ones happened out of McDonald's back, I want to say in the late 70s, early 80s. That was a pretty nasty one.
San Diego, I think, wasn't it?
Yeah, that sounds right.
Are you talking about the old crabby dude that went in there and held the place hostage basically and slowly?
No, he
them?
killed about 20 people.
Oh.
The one
No, this guy was all around the outside, inside. Yeah, he was bad.
It was a massacre.
Nasty.
I think we're talking about the same one.
It's possible. Then there was the one in, I believe, the one in Australia that got all guns banned except for stuff for farming. Was
Have you read about that guy in Australia? That was insane.
That was the Port Arthur, I believe, right? Port Arthur shooting.
No, and then he traveled with his car and shot like so many people. It was completely insane, and they did really put an effort to not broadcast that shit. And also, he is not allowed in prison to watch any news that is about him or read anything about him or his acts.
That was like over 50 people he killed.
Yeah, that was so freaking insane. I never heard anything about it, and I read about it.
Yeah. Oh, there's a lot of material.
Blind Fury mentioned the Reagan assassin, John Hinckley, I think his name was. John Jr.
Yeah.
That's an interesting one because there was a movie that came out, Taxi Driver, with Robert De Niro.
Love it. Yeah.
Which was based loosely on the diaries of Arthur, the guy that tried to kill George Wallace. I forget his name. He kind of crazy guy, wrote some diaries. Taxi Driver was written loosely based on those diaries. John Hinckley Jr. watched Taxi Driver and was inspired to attempt to assassinate Reagan.
And he did it for the actress.
Jodie
Foster. Correct. And she was like a kid.
It's interesting, the thread that connects Arthur Bremer was his name, the George Wallace attempted assassination with the Reagan attempted assassination.
But the coolest thing about the attempted assassination of Ronald Reagan was the security guys that had those fake briefcases that turned into Uzis.
Right.
Yeah. James Bond.
Yeah. You can see the equivalent of that today of the security guards around some of the foreign leaders that have a fake hand, because right underneath their jacket they're holding a machine gun or a submachine gun, so they have a literal like a fake hand that's totally visible. Favorite character or scene from Taxi Driver, or at least one of my most iconic, was Easy Andy, the gun dealer, when he brings Travis up to the room and opens up his briefcase, and he's got the fucking 44 and the 9, and he's got everything. And then at the end he says, "Do you need weed, coke, uppers? You need a Cadillac? I can get you a Cadillac." This fucking guy is like a great scene. He's a great dealer.
Yeah.
Like back when you could deal in anything and just fucking get away with it, So
once you were on the black market, everything was available at a price.
But I think my favorite scene is the extremely weird guy who likes midgets. Do you remember that, Steve?
I don't, but I know I will.
It's a fellow taxi driver who talks about midgets. He likes to hold them. It's just it's not a good scene, actually. It's not my favorite. It just stands out in my memory.
You looking at me?
Right.
You fucking looking at me?
You're talking to me. Isn't it?
I don't remember. I know he's looking in the mirror at the time. Practicing his...
So I want to briefly circle back to something we mentioned earlier. Someone mentioned the Manson and Sharon Tate, those murders, the Manson murders, I guess people call them.
Tate LaBianca murders.
Right. Do you know who was supposed to go to that evening party, but he was too hungover in bed?
Oh, Adolf Hitler.
No, Rick fucking James. Rick James was invited to go to that party.
No kidding.
And he chose not to get off of the couch that he was laying on because he was hurting from the night before. Yeah.
Laziness saved his life.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird because I was gonna guess one of those two.
Hitler or Rick James. Yeah.
Yeah.
So next time anyone calls you lazy,
Right.
just say it saved Rick James.
It saved the super freak, man. It saved the super freak.
Super freak, exactly.
But he, that Rick James, he was in the Air Force, then he went AWOL. It got put in prison. Then he went AWOL again to Canada. And at this time, like, Stephen Stills and Neil Young met up with him. And Rick James actually played music with Neil Young and Stephen Stills in a band, like, if you can imagine. Like, he had this whole bizarre life. Then he had to go serve his time in the Air Force in order to get signed on by a record company. And once he served his 5 months, it was all history from there. Then he became huge. The guy, they need to make a movie about that dude's life, man. He was.
I can't picture him in the military.
I know, but can you picture Hendrix?
Hendrix as well also was in the army, right?
Army, dude, Ranger. I mean, Jimi Hendrix. But yeah, I mean, you know, music and rock stars just changed those guys, man.
But did you see Once Upon a Time in Hollywood?
I've seen the first half of it.
You thought it was that bad? You quit after half?
No. Well, it's like I can watch it when I go into bed, and I just don't make it. And the next time I come across it, it's been so long. I start from the beginning again, and I fall asleep.
Okay. Because I was gonna say, I don't want to spoil anything, but I think it could have had another act where he really goes to Marilyn. No, it's not Marilyn. Charles Manson.
Continue.
No, but I don't want to spoil too much if people haven't seen it. What
Yeah,
the hell, Philip?
Look, Steve, do you know that Manson actually played with the Eagles?
I did not know that. No,
He jammed with them.
he's a guitar player. Is it?
I think so, yeah.
I mean, I believe it. He was a far out dude, man.
Is he still alive or did he die?
He died. He's still dead.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, he is a really fascinating and interesting guy. But I don't get why Americans make such a big deal out of him as a big murderer, because he never was a big murderer.
I mean,
Not even his followers killed a lot of people. And he himself probably killed like one guy. Maybe.
Maybe it was his seeming ability to be able to manipulate people to commit fucking dastardly deeds for him while he sat back and didn't do anything.
Yeah, but that was mainly one guy.
You can be president this day and age doing that.
No, I think Duke has a good point, though. It really was. It was it was the way the murders evoked fear. You know, unlike just a robbery murder, which people just dismissed. The idea that he brainwashed his followers to go into these rich people's homes, upper middle class, and just kill them in cold blood was grabbed people's attention in a way that other murders don't.
His personality seemed to.
But actually, if you look into it, he was talking loosely about like starting a race war.
Yeah.
But then it was that guy, I think his name was Ted. He was the really murderous guy, and it's even
Ted Bundy.
No. This is the guy.
Ted Cruz.
He was a man.
Ted Cruz.
Oh,
Ted Cruz, nice.
Ted Bundy.
And
Teddy Roosevelt.
Ted Bundy Cruz.
It's even a version where like Charles Manson didn't like that they killed Sharon Tate and all that, and he was feeling he was getting undermined and stuff like that, and then he felt forced to kind of step it up. So they did a couple of murders after that. He wasn't involved personally.
No,
But
you were-
yeah. But it's weird that he's like seen as the biggest murderer
Well,
when
quickly,
you
let
have
me
so many others to choose from.
bring in Manson family survivor. Cipher this.
Manson.
What's up, dude? How are you?
Hey, it's good.
Good. Right on.
Oh, I stayed off the show to see if we'd get a younger crowd coming in, but it's you guys are young, but this.
Thank you. You're not talking about me though.
Well, we've got Bizarro Martin over there with his
Yeah,
What are you on about?
he's a deep thinking satirist.
Right, exactly.
Duke, the guy's name was Charles Watson. His nickname was Tex.
Yeah, Tex. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah. I guess the whole thing with that was, like you said, just a manipulation, and also the link to popular culture at the time. I don't know. You can't have murderers like that anymore, man. The world is, the world is.
The world of serial killers, and they were actually cartoonish. It was best during the 70s and the 80s.
And yes, Ramirez was the Night Stalker, and Berkowitz was Son of Sam, is what they
Right.
think,
Yeah,
right?
Son of Sam was interesting. Ted Bundy, of course.
Ted Bundy killed somebody on the day I was born, sadly.
Oh,
Maybe they were reincarnated as you.
Bonus points if anyone can tell who actually created this Warhammer.
Ted
I know who
Bundy.
did.
Adolf Hitler.
It was a live leaker. It was a live leaker.
Adolf Hitler.
He showed it off. He made a video about it. Dildo Baggins.
I was just going to say dildo. Yeah.
That's the Dildo Baggins Warhammer. I'm a patron of Dildo Baggins. I've bought 2 of his pieces, and I've actually got another piece that I've commissioned, and it's a walking stick, and he's almost got it done.
What is that made of, George? The head of it.
It's all wood, but there is in here he fortified I don't know, remember what the steel shaft portion of it's made out of. It has runes, and I asked him what the runes say recently, and they say goat, because the head looks sort of like a goat's head.
Cool, man. That is awesome.
It looks really, really cool.
It's an artifact.
To me, it looks like a mix of ancient cool stuff, and also like the Antwoord.
The what?
Yeah, people who knows. But I honestly, genuinely think it looks really cool.
It's very top heavy.
It looks very African to me.
It's too big to wield properly because of the small handle. So basically, it's a nice artifact, and it's not too functional.
Yeah.
But
Did I hear Ent?
What's the D Entwood? It starts with a Z or something. What are they real into? The way of life, they call it.
I'm not gonna go into it.
No, just the name of it. What, I can't think of what it is.
Oh, wait a second. What did my?
Oh, she says, "Oh my God, amazing balls, hun! Smokesteve's daughter, Sammy Cat, and I are loving the dinner."
Oh, cool. Thank you. Yeah, I made meatballs.
Oh, meatballs. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
And sausage. And she made the pasta. But that's my thing. On Saturday late afternoon, I'll cook a dinner. Then I'll get something in my body, because if I don't eat before I come down here, I'm fucking luggage by the time this thing is over. So.
But you said you made sausage.
No, we bought the sausage and I made it with the meatballs and pasta sauce, like Italian style,
Oh yeah, I was possibly gonna do that tonight, but I decided against it.
It's good shit.
I just went to basically anything that I could get from takeaway.
Not a big cook chef?
I do, but every now and then I just get a lot of paint, so I just can't be asked to get up and do stuff. By takeaway, it was actually like shopping, so like bits like crisps and sandwiches, things like that.
And do you tip the delivery driver over there?
No.
There's an option, but my bank account says no.
Okay.
You cheap bastard.
Buy one less pint.
Hey,
and you tip that
I was
driver.
talking to myself after he
bad
delivered
form.
it. It's like the same guy every time. He's like really polite and nice. And he even gave me a courtesy phone call saying he was going to be 5 minutes late because there was a big traffic jam. And I was like, you cunt, why are you tipping this guy? And I was like, you just can't afford it right now. I'll give him a big tip when I can afford it.
What's a big tip? 10, 20?
10.
10, okay.
That is
I'd say a nice tip for me would be you'd be lucky to get 50 pence, so 10 quid's a lot.
50 cents, okay.
Just
You
the-
could hug him, give him a big hug.
Can't do it right now.
That's a great thing to do during COVID.
There's a weird comment in the comment section from Blind Fury XXX that says sausage party, but then there's the symbol of the it clown. That I don't get.
It's a party balloon.
Okay.
I think that's one red ball. I think you're
That could be it.
misunderstanding what it
It's
is.
a testicle.
Yeah, it's
think
one
it's
red
very-
one.
I think it's a sperm. That's
Very inflamed testicle.
It's a bloody
fat-
sperm.
bloody fat sperm. It's trying to swim upstream, but the chap,
testicle with one hair.
It's anal discharge, possibly.
Oh.
I don't know.
okay, I think we've
leaking. Yeah.
Well, it
we've
fits.
quickly made it into the cellar. It's time to come back up.
Yeah, over here,
Anal
like,
drop.
whenever I get delivery, I'm given at least $3 to $5 because it's so rare that we ever order
Well,
delivery.
I order every day, so it'd get expensive. It's already
Right.
expensive as it is.
Yeah, the thing I hate about tipping, and especially with deliveries and stuff, if you ever give a big tip, you can't really go down.
It's expected. Yeah, it's expected.
Without insulting
I
them.
disagree with that.
Yeah.
Duke. If you give a once every so often big tip, it's like giving them all the little tips all at once.
Yeah, do a psychology experiment at a restaurant. Play favorites with the waitresses. Tip one real big and then tip the other one real small, and then take notes.
Yeah, but the only problem in a restaurant is that once you've given one a big tip, they're like, "Oh, what did you do to make him give you a big tip?" And then they're doing all the best, and then you end up giving the big tip to the complete cunt.
I don't know if it's the same in Great Britain, but in the States, 20% is
Right.
happy. That's appropriate, and everybody's happy. 15% is acceptable.
I reckon in the middle class circles, yes, but where I am in the lowest of the low class,
Oh,
Yeah, but
you're not in
we
the lowest
don't
of
give
the lowest. Yeah.
That's a stupid freaking system in the US. Actually, it is. And you can't defend it because I've
Just
seen
don't eat
arguments. Yeah,
the way I see it is that we're paying over the top for the food anyway, so the
Yeah,
company
exactly.
should be giving them the money they deserve.
No, the food should be the cost that it deserves.
Yeah.
And then tips should be optional. And then you say, well, then the waiters are not going to get pay. And then I say, well, give them more salary. And then they say, well, then it's not going to make economic sense.
Yeah.
Then raise the prices of the freaking meals.
Right.
That's
Well,
how you
so
fix it.
If you want the people to be paid more, raise the price of the meal. I don't mind paying more for the meal.
Exactly.
It's-
I don't mind the 20%.
I wanna pay
just
what I-
make it mandatory.
I want to pay what I've been told it cost, nothing
Yeah,
more.
exactly.
We got a lot of Mr. Pinks in here, it sounds like. Have you guys seen what was Reservoir Dogs? Yeah. That was his argument when they at the very beginning.
At the end of the day, on the menu it said it's this amount.
Yeah, but he was in your broken system, and as a protest didn't want to pay the price. I never said that. I said I'm going to pay the tip.
Is it my fault the waiters aren't getting paid the fair amount from the amount I've paid for my meal?
It's not your fault, but by tipping, you can do something about it.
But that's not my problem. I'm not. I don't.
All our problems.
Wages.
My concerns are global, and so should yours.
How does the delivery work? Like at a grocery store, do you pay extra to have the groceries delivered, or are they the same price?
I go on an app. There's quite a few.
But let's say you get a dozen eggs and a milk and a loaf of bread. Is it going to be the same price as if you went to the store and got those same 3 items, or is it more?
No, the prices of the food are probably about 10-15% more. And also the delivery charge is like...
Okay, so there's delivery charge. Okay.
It's like £4.50 for a half a mile delivery.
For me, and I have delivery all the time now. It's in Sweden. It's about $4 for delivery, and then I can order whatever I want. It doesn't change. It's always $4 for.
Gotcha.
Yeah, the delivery cost is always the same. It's more on distance.
Here's the way
I don't get anything delivered.
Here's the way I look at it. It's COVID time. These people are like the front line, taking all the risks, going from house.
These people are getting a lot more work, is the way I see it.
Okay, but they're taking all the risks so that I could sit at home and.
Didn't we just have a conversation that being outside is least at risk?
Well, okay, but they are inside when they're collecting. They start out inside the store.
No, they get handed in this COVID situation. They get handed it outside the store. They drop it off at the doorstep, knock on the door, go away from the doorstep. Then you open the door, pick it up, say thank you, goodbye, and then they're off.
Do you all get your last dance? You get your groceries delivered too?
I do, or I have my children pick it up.
Because you don't want to go out?
Because I don't want to go into stores. I don't mind going out. I go outdoors.
Yeah, but you don't go in stores.
I do everything I can to avoid going inside any store.
Wow.
Hey Phil, you look like a really pissed off Saint Patrick.
Well, I mean, that's kind of offensive to Martin, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, exactly.
No, Martin doesn't look pissed off.
What I want to know is, did he buy those clothes specially because they look exactly the same as Martin's clothes?
I had this shirt on, and I had a green vest on, like a winter coat, but it's just sleeveless.
I know, but that hat looks suspiciously exactly the same.
I was like 5 minutes before I came on here, I was like, I'm close to looking like Martin. So I knew what clothes I had.
Aphid Lip has hats like Imelda Marcos has shoes.
Well, I do. I have a tremendous amount of hats. And this sweater is
like 3.
It's an Izod sweater, and it's actually from when, I was a teenager, and I wore this with a white t-shirt a lot. And it was, just kind of a thing. And so it's been hanging in my closet. I don't ever put it away because it's got sentimental value, I guess. So I knew where everything was, and I won this hat. And then at the last minute, I was like, I really should go over the top and put the wig on. Really bring it over the edge.
The wig.
I use this wig for every costume I ever. It's my Ron Burgundy wig. It's my every Halloween I try to incorporate this. It's a real wig. I bought it. I bought it because there was the first place I managed a sign shop. Across the street there was a wig shop, a real wig shop, and me and my wife were Something About Mary. It was back when that movie came out, and she had like the It was when she had the cum in the hair, and I was when he was young. I don't know if you guys have seen the movie. I was when he was younger, and he zipped up his junk in the zipper.
Yes.
And I had silly putty coming out my zipper with I chopped off some hair.
Oh, no.
And I had this wig.
That reminds me. I've
so
done
many
that before.
Halloween.
I'm sorry,
I've never done
I
that.
have to ask, what's the difference between a real wig and a fake wig?
One's synthetic and one's made of real hair.
Yeah, this wasn't bought at the Halloween store. This is for some old lady to wear. It's like a real hair weave.
Oh, yeah, that's the wig in the picture on your profile somewhere, right?
Yeah, well, oh yeah, my
Don't you have a snifter of brandy or something?
I'm being Ron Burgundy. And,
all right, yeah.
So yeah, I've used this wig.
A modified James Brown wig.
I think it works.
It'd work brilliant as a Bob Ross wig.
Oh, I've been Bob Ross with this. Totally. Just
David Lip has wigs
Halloween.
like Imelda Marcos has shoes.
What's everybody's best Halloween costume ever? I have one, but I'll wait. Unless you want me to go first.
I dressed, believe it or not, I went round town with a leopard print blanket cut up to make me look like Fred Flintstone. I have never pulled so many women in my life. All it was literally a blanket that I'd cut a hole in for the neck and then cut a long strip of the same material out.
Surprised you weren't arrested.
Wrapped it round my waist.
That's right.
And then wrapped another strip around my head for a headband. I look stupid, but I just got loads of attention because I had great poofy hair that all women wanted to touch.
Halloween is such a big event for my friends growing up. So every year it's a huge thing going on. So I got so many. Maybe the best would be me and my wife were Sonny and Cher one year. Surprisingly enough, I wore this wig. I had a big furry vest that I wore, and she wore this skimpy thing. And then Big Dick. I was Big Dick. I've brought that back several years, where I was a cowboy, and I got this belt buckle I made that is this big, and it says Big Dick on it. I got so many. We were the year that the two guys that were in Vegas, they had the Lions.
Siegfried and Roy.
Siegfried and Roy. I was the one that got eaten up.
So would you have a big gory?
Yeah, my wife was the tiger. My wife was the tiger. Matador or Manador or whatever the name of the tiger was. And
that guy recently passed away, I think.
Yeah, I think he was. I think that tiger. Well, my buddy was the year that Steve Irwin got killed. It was
Stingray.
Steve Irwin, and he had the
stinger coming out,
stingray, and the stinger coming out.
Holy shit!
Come on, that's terrible.
After 9/11,
sacrilege.
Oh no! Don't say it.
Just found it probably even better than the Fred Flintstone outfit, but I don't. Oh, fuck's sake! Hold on, just turn green screen off. Just give me one sec.
Yeah, your $1 million abode is fucking up the whole works, guy. There we go.
Oh, the illusion is gone.
Hold on.
That's me as Austin Powers.
That's what I was gonna say, Austin Powers.
That's not bad. That's not bad at all.
Oh fuck! I missed it. Hold it up again.
Yeah, zoom it.
Hold it up again.
Oh, baby.
Not bad.
Jeebus, that's
pretty
awesome.
Yeah, right.
Were you doing karaoke right there?
You look kind of like Tom. You could be Tom Jones too, with a slight change of outfit. Not that you know who that is.
I also know who Tom Jones is. Who do you take me for?
Oh, I don't know. He's like 90.
Well, he's British, isn't he?
Well,
no, he's Welsh.
Isn't that British?
No, Tom. Tom Jones?
It's not unusual to be loved by anyone.
I think he's from the States, man.
That's him.
No, Tom Jones. Tom Jones is not from the States.
Oh, he's from Scotland.
He's Welsh.
Oh, Welsh. Yeah,
Welsh.
that type, yeah. He's a Welshian.
Have you guys heard of this? It's a European politician from years ago. His name is Adolf Hitler.
Yeah.
I remember him. He did not have good press.
No.
He had a good mustache.
He got better press than Angela Merkel.
That's true.
Well, if
I
you
don't
haven't,
know.
you can look it up on Wikipedia.
Yeah,
I remember that
funny.
guy. He was a vegetarian, if I remember.
Does he have a MySpace
Yeah.
page by any chance?
Yeah, that MySpace was around then, so that could be.
There was rumours that he got plenty of iron in his diet just before he died.
Yeah, I heard he had a headache a second before he died.
Yeah. Yeah, you know
Here's-
what they say, never mention Hitler. I guess Duke never really heard that one.
Well,
Here's
it's
here's
kind of
us-
annoying that he had a dog, and they say
Godwin's
that he
law.
Sunny and
You
Cher.
really
This is
like-
Sunny and
Oh,
Cher.
hold on, let's
I'm more
hold on.
interested. Zoom in on your wife, please.
No, I should be. We don't look like this anymore, so I feel like it's okay.
That's okay, as
Well,
long as you
it
once
don't
looked
come
like
in.
that.
It don't come in very good.
How did you manage to marry so far up, Aphid listener?
I see like a 9 and a 6 there, don't you?
Yeah, at least.
Come on.
That's
Well,
right.
I mean,
Well,
doesn't that match Sunny and Cher pretty much?
that's probably the
That's
secret.
true.
That's probably the secret. Last Dance.
Are
The
you,
old 69.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking that too, Cypher, but I didn't say
Yeah,
it.
you
yeah.
nailed the Sonny and Cher thing.
You
man.
can
That
see
was a
the
good
way he
one.
holds his mouth.
I'm surprised you didn't do Sonny like
He does it. He's
Doing
a slave. Aphid's a sex slave. I can tell.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't find any other ones.
yeah, I can't.
I'm envious.
The last good thing I dressed up as was probably Donald Trump, and that would have been like 15 years ago.
Oh, jeez.
And I think the wife was at the time Martha Stewart, and she was Martha Stewart when Martha just came out of jail. So she had the same outfit as Martha on when she walked out of jail. This famous, I don't know if it was a poncho or something, but like the Martha jail poncho. It was like she put the whole thing together.
Yeah.
It was great. It was a good one.
Throughout my whole life, I took maybe not quite 2 years of martial arts, and I had a gi, and I was a green belt. I had achieved the green belt, and I went to a Halloween party with that on, with construction boots and sunglasses, and I put a grapefruit down my pants, walking around with a grapefruit, where your cock would show instead, if you were not wearing a grapefruit. And it's quite a look.
That reminds me, I was watching a YouTube video, and an ad popped up saying about some bacteria, lactobacillus something, and the guy says, "It's been known to make your balls bigger." They're trying to sell this ad to make my balls bigger. You ever see that ad?
It's probably the super beats.
I don't know. I wonder if it's
They're big on
targeted
super
at me. How
Super
does,
beats are going around the
how does
United
Google
States.
know my balls are too small?
That was my Fred Flintstone outfit.
Wow.
Not bad.
With a couple of Where's Waldo's behind you.
Yep,
Yeah.
that's my mate Lindsay on the near my finger here,
Cool.
and that's her cousin.
I mean, the colors. It's not how I remember Fred Flintstone.
I did the best I could with absolutely nothing. It was literally the only leopard print I had.
Yeah, no, it's good.
Believe it or
was
not,
just a quality.
it was a free throw that came with my sofa that I bought secondhand.
It looks pretty good to me, man. I like it.
I had a Harley Davidson wing pin, big pin. I was in the. Any of you ride Harley Davidsons? Were in the Hog group.
No.
Harley owners group, Hog, and it gave you good insurance anyway. And so I had a big Harley owners group medallion, my dad's Navy pea coat, and I wore that without a shirt. This is when I was doing the bodybuilding, and then I had a Ronald Reagan plate, and I carried around the Ronald Reagan plate, and I colored my teeth with the brown and black stain, Halloween brown and black stain. And I also wore my military glasses. Anybody know about? They call them birth control glasses because they're black horn rim glasses, and they're just awful looking, And that was my outfit. And I have a good picture, and I've got the brown and black teeth, and I'm holding them up, and I'm pointing in the plate to Ronald Reagan, and it was framed. The whole plate had all the other presidents, but Ronald Reagan was right in the center of the plate. It was
like a Bradford Reserve plate, or something.
Yeah.
Right.
It's around. I actually handled it within the last month. I have I sort of became the curator of my mother's side of the family, a huge number of photos of aunts and uncles and grandfather and grandmother and mother and father, and then all of us, the kids. And I was going through all of these different photos, and I ran across these, funny photos.
Oh, interesting cup of tea. Yeah, that sounds. The whole ball thing seems to have overtaken the.
Yeah, why would you want your balls to be bigger?
I couldn't
I just don't understand that.
I wish mine was smaller. They just keep swelling.
I have to say something about that, because in the all over the world, like, you have big balls, you have brass balls, and the thing is, big balls is something good, but in the animal kingdom, and they have studied this, the primates who have big balls are the guys who don't get laid. And the more the primates get laid, the smaller their balls.
That explains it. That's why they keep swelling.
Well, it's actually scientifically proven. So.
Oh, well, I can't disagree with it then.
And since I'm the youngest, is it also true that the older you get, the further down they go?
Yeah, that's true. Unfortunately,
it seems to be more with the temperature than it is the age. If it's real hot, they seem to sag real long, and if it's cold, they shrink up in your body. I think there's something to that.
Keeping the temperature right, isn't it? Keeping it further away from the hot body.
That's right.
Keeping your swimmers going.
Yeah.
If you like pina coladas.
I do.
I used to do that, but it's too sugary nowadays.
I just saw Steve with a pina colada colored drink.
No, this is they made me something from upstairs, but I think there was a miscommunication on that one.
Whoa. Likely story, Steve.
Yeah.
Exactly. I'm not going to complain because that would be rude.
It didn't seem like you were the biggest fan of the drink you made tonight either. You were like, yeah, that's good. Where usually you're like, oh, that's so good.
Yeah, I mean, I wanted to make it because I came up with the concept of doing the Grateful Dead tune and the Grateful Dead drink. And I had the Shakedown Street sign, which I just got, which I have behind me, which is a Grateful Dead song.
Let's get into it. What was the bad part about it? Was it the concoction of the alcohols, or was it the mixture of lemon?
Both of the ladies tried. No, both of the ladies tried it. They liked it.
You're right.
They,
Last Dance is it?
they said it was.
Sorry,
They
little
said it
cross
was.
talk here.
There you go. They said it was sour and sweet. Nice. They liked it. It just for me was a little, maybe too girly. Like the Chambord. The Chambord.
That's what she said.
Have you done the Mojito yet?
No, that's a little popular for me, but I would do it. I mean,
Too popular.
So you got like standards, I guess, when it comes to mixing drinks?
well, I mean, I don't know. Should I or should I not? The Mojito's a good one.
Well, maybe what Steve's trying to get at is that everyone knows what a mojito is. And he's trying to do drinks that are lesser known.
But Mojito has things that I like, which is, I believe you muddle. You do some muddling. You have the mint, which is an added herb. You know, for a cocktail, it's not simple. Like a Manhattan is simple. You know.
Yeah, and you need to have brown sugar. Not everyone has that at home.
Can you not use Demerara?
What?
So what?
You not use Demerara?
I don't know what that is. I guess
Yeah,
it's a
that's
type of sugar.
confusing.
Demerara is that's the brown sugar that's really thick crystals that you use for coffee. It's like it's a
Put sugar in
caramel.
your coffee, you wimp.
It's caramel brown sugar for flavor. It's not. It's unrefined sugar.
Let's see what I got as a response here.
Okay.
Made what you asked. She did. You did that. Thank you.
It's a type of sugar,
Okay.
unrefined.
Is it
English bottle cap confirms what you said.
It's an English thing, I think,
I think so.
because I've never heard it.
Well,
I think-
Now you're going to
think-
ask for it at
Zero
Starbucks.
knowledge.
It might be same. It might be the same as soft brown sugar.
I'm more
Yeah,
enlightened.
it's
Wow.
almost moist.
Bonus
I
point
will-
if anyone can tell me what an escutcheon is.
Okay, let's finish my stupid joke.
So
No one knows what an
it's a-
escutcheon is.
it's a mollusk.
It's good guess.
Well,
good guess.
For me, sugar doesn't have any color.
Escutcheon is the little
It's
round
just-
thing that's
it's
at the
all
end
sugar.
of a handrail.
That's because that sugar
Bottom
is
of a
processed
handrail.
and bleached.
There you go.
No,
Now you know.
it's all sugar. It belongs to the same species. We shouldn't put them in categories. And also, Adolf Hitler.
So, what do you consider honey, Duke?
Honey.
Not
No,
sugar.
it's actually the best kind of sweetener for your body. It's true.
But that's still essentially sugar.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it's a sugar. It's almost all.
It's sugar mixed with healthier things.
No, it's
Sugar
honey.
mixed with bee poop.
But do you think?
It's sugar that's passed through the body of a bee.
But do you think when you grew, is it an age thing
Bee
that
shit,
you don't like sugary things anymore when you get older?
Don't
No,
be shit,
I
honey.
still like sugar.
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah, but you're not old.
I am 34. That's old enough.
There is a honey that comes from somewhere in New Zealand, I think, that is used for true medical purposes for wound care.
I've
Is
heard
it
that.
is it honey or is it just a part of the honeycomb?
I'm gonna
Yeah,
go
No,
look it up.
honey.
I'm looking at it.
Yeah, I know about that too. They use it for horses over here too, to heal wounds and stuff.
It's not
And
not royal. You're not on about royal jelly, are you?
No, this is only from it's a certain area. I thought it was New Zealand. It might be Australia. That it's just the right formulation for.
Basically, the
Causing-
harvesting the right plants that have got the
Yeah.
medical properties.
It causes the skins to produce or the body to produce the right kind of cells that provide structure for new skin to grow.
Yeah, and also kind of in the same area, ginger. They use ginger a lot for medical reasons, and I'm not into the whole like using natural ingredients.
That's not what I'm talking about. This was prescribed by my wife's doctor at Johns Hopkins University.
Yeah, well, I was gonna
This is the real
say
thing.
there are still some
Yeah,
things that
Jew,
seems to be.
Joe, do you use aspirin?
If I use aspirin,
Do you use aspirin?
That's a personal question. Come on.
yeah, it happens.
Yeah, well, that's natural. It's derived from the bark of a willow tree.
Well, it's because you
Yeah, you're
don't let
barking
me
now.
finish. I was gonna say, I do believe that some natural stuff has medical use.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is
So
it-
I'm agreeing with you, and you're trying to argue with
Those are fighting words, man. One more word out of you.
friendly
and
fire, man.
coming over to
Friendly
Sweden.
fire.
Is it true what they say about honey that if the bees are feeding off of I'm going to go ahead and give our buddy some privacy. I'm not sure if that was him or not, but
Is it Liam?
is it true if the bees feed on rhododendron, they can, like, the honey can make you sick, or if other like toxic or poisonous flowers? It would make sense, right? They're taking the pollen, and that's going to get incorporated.
I don't know if it's true, but it wouldn't surprise me if some things are worse than others.
Right. Yeah.
But I would have thought it'd kill the bee colony as well, wouldn't it, if it was poisonous?
Well,
You
some
would think.
things are worse for people than they are for animals, and any other way.
Yeah.
around it.
Yeah, totally, man. Interesting stuff. So what else we got going on here in the chat? FTW Neil's here. He's a good man. Some would say ginger.
I'm
Ginger.
sticking something up right now.
Ginger is good, and we were talking about fried rice ingredients earlier. Ginger is a good one. Definitely.
Hey,
I really
like-
see one.
Honey is good. Honey is good for virility. How is that pronounced?
Yeah, you got it.
Virility.
Yeah.
Virility.
Is that how good you are at making babies?
That's
I
correct.
honestly, yeah, okay. I honestly don't know. Some English words.
Unless you're reading it wrong and it says vitality, that's just general health.
Yeah,
No, that's virility. He's right. Yeah, when I used to lift heavily, I would do a teaspoon or tablespoon of honey before lifting. I don't know if you ever heard of that, George, from your lifted days, but that could be a good way to really get the blood sugar up for like an hour. Just 1 tablespoon.
What's the name of it?
Just honey.
Oh, just honey.
Yeah.
I've forgotten the names of the different compounds that are, performance enhancing. There's
No,
some other ones.
I learned that from the Modern Bodybuilding Encyclopedia by Schwarzenegger. I think he released it in the 70s. That was one of his things, to just take a tablespoon of honey before a workout.
Does he mention
but,
All those
steroids in that
guys
book?
ate like horses.
Yeah.
but just honey implies the existence of shady honey.
Right. Well, if you soak psilocybin or cyanosensis, whatever proper species of mushrooms that are psychedelic in honey for 7 days, then it turns the honey blue. All the psilocybin or the
Did you get high on the honey?
yeah, and it's far easier to digest. So
Hot salt?
yeah,
I'm sold too.
I like that.
I bet you could market that shit.
yeah, because dried
Steve,
mushrooms are so hard to digest and eat, but when you put them in the honey, the whole thing becomes this sweet, delicious
Sweet hot mess.
mess.
so Steve, have you tried what's it called? Psilocybin? Psilocybin?
Yeah,
Psilocybin.
I know what it is, but I don't remember the name.
Yeah, sure. I've done that in my younger days.
Did it change your feeling about identity and like we're all part of the same being?
Yeah, I did probably feel like I saw into another place of reality and another realm of existence.
Yeah,
Yes.
I think it sounds awesome. I want to try it. I used to not want to try it because I'm like this close to psychosis anyway.
Yeah.
I don't know if I want to open a door there, but now I kind of feel
I'll
like
just
no,
I'll
I
just
should
show you
try
a
it.
picture of a mushroom.
Maybe you should try
Yeah.
ayahuasca instead, Duke.
Yeah, but that's kind of the same thing.
No,
I
it's
think.
not. It's totally different.
When it's come to the risk of going over to psychosis, Bill.
No, ayahuasca will make you throw up all the bad, and you'll feel so much better afterwards. It'll give you a good experience.
Who said psychosis?
With things like hallucinogenic
Yeah, okay.
mushrooms, you want to have certain things at hand. Like you want to be able to have the ability to freely go out into nature. If your body or your mind tells you you need to go outside, like you need to be able to do that. So if you're in a place like where your movement is restricted or something like that, you wouldn't want to be like trapped inside tripping on shrooms, because trust me, like on a summer night, if it's a good, beautiful night outside, you're going to see the trees blowing in the window and be like, I need to go out and check out the trees. Like that needs to be a comfortable thing. Like,
So,
Yeah, well,
in other words, do not take shrooms on the 7th floor of a flat.
right,
balcony.
or like if you're in a severe restriction zone for like
Or in an
pandemic
airplane.
bullshit, like
well, usually my environment is like this flashing light and Norwegian death metal blasting.
Next door neighbor.
dude, if you're doing that and looking at a tapestry, the tapestry will turn into a bird and come and sit on your leg. And then you can sit there and listen to death metal with your bird friend on your leg, bobbing his head at the same tempo as you while you trip on mushrooms. That's essentially, I've seen things like that listening to the Doors on mushrooms. So,
Yeah, I love the Doors.
you know, it's all entirely possible. And it was years ago. I wouldn't take them again. I had my time with them. And the last few times I did them, I thought to myself, well, I wish I didn't take that. So, like, you know, after 4 hours later, you're like,
Shouldn't have
last
done
time,
that.
that's it, you know. Right?
Yeah, but I've heard a lot of similar stories. Like, take it once in your life and it's going to change your perspective, and you don't have to take it. Or take it like once a year, not
Yeah.
more often than that. So,
I would go for like one crazy summer, like the John Cusack film. Just go for it.
It is an experience at the end of the day, isn't it?
It is, man.
yeah, and it seems to be like life altering, or yeah,
Yeah,
in a
you
good
realize-
way.
Yeah, when you do it with other people and they're struggling to find something to latch onto, and you realize like you can talk people out of like whatever and make them have a good trip, it's like, wow, you seem to have so much control and is be able to see everything so clearly. It's unbelievable, man.
One of my friends said that they ended up having like a laser tag game in their heads, like they were all seeing lasers coming out of the fingers. they were shooting lasers at each other in the woods
They were putting
on
you on.
shrooms.
They were putting you on.
Hey,
Oh,
you
yeah,
don't
I
know. It could be
yeah.
possible to have a joint trip.
Yeah, it is. It is. Possible.
Like one person says, "Hey, you see this laser coming from my finger?" Like, whoa, yeah, I kind of like, I'm going too. Poo, poo, poo.
One of my coworkers at a gas station talked about his buddies and him tripping, and he talked about one point where they were all inside an atom. We were all inside an atom, and we were going all around. And then we all looked at each other. Did you see that? Did you? I'm like, okay. Inside the atoms.
Yeah.
Tripping in the atoms. There you go.
I never heard that cup of tea. They're very big. I don't know. I lived in a place out in California, up in the North Country, for a while when I was younger, where the hippies would all stop their cars at a certain time of year and like search around the mulch beds that were off of the highway and pick shrooms, and the highway patrol was constantly chasing them around for like picking mushrooms that naturally grow in the ground. They weren't allowed to just pick them. It was fucking crazy.
Well, I once went.
Yeah.
I went looking for mushrooms once, and all I could find were these big red ones with white spots. And we picked them, and then we looked them up, and apparently they were super deadly.
Yeah, don't want to eat that.
Oh, the red ones with white spots? That sounds like that sounds like
What the hell? You have to know about those.
No, that sounds like Amanita muscaria, which you can have. They also call it the fly agaricus.
Yeah, the fly mushroom. They teach you that in freaking 4th grade.
Yeah, but the problem with that one is there's in some places, a lot of places where the Vikings lived, you could take that and it would get you intoxicated and you'd go off to fight in wars. But same species can also contain way more toxic levels in different areas, you know. Everything good there, Aphid? You're back.
Yeah, I'm good.
You lost the cough?
Aphid.
Yeah, it's starting to give me a headache. Oh, every time I see this little bit of, every time I'm on here, I see this little red spot right there.
Yeah, I've noticed that. You know, when you look through a camera, you see certain blemishes that you can't see in real life.
Yeah, must be
It
the
shows
light.
up more on the camera.
It's a
I
tumor.
think it's cancer. I think it is. It gets like rough and then it goes away.
Slow-growing skin cancer.
Mhm.
Aphid
Go
live.
to a dermatologist. Check it out.
I'm going ahead.
Yeah, I'm not.
No, I won't worry. It's just somewhere where you've had pressure on it.
It's been nice knowing you, Aphid.
Aphid live.
Closer, I need to examine.
Yeah, Duke.
I'm not a doctor, only an honorary doctor, but that is syphilis.
Oh, is that what it is? Actually, that makes more
You're a
sense.
goner.
Actually.
You're a goner. That's right. You're gonna have spirochetes in your brain any day now.
No, I think they probably have a treatment for syphilis nowadays.
I've had those brain spirochetes. They're not much.
called
You get right
penicillin.
over them.
Back
No
in the
problem.
day, didn't they give you like a shot of penicillin and send you on your way back to the docks if you were like a sailor, you know, or whatever?
Yeah.
Yeah, but it also works.
Yeah, the clap.
I think they still do that.
The
It
clap.
worked,
the
but
crab.
now it's probably penicillin resistant syphilis.
Yeah, that's the problem. If everyone gets penicillin for everything, it stops working.
Right. Exactly.
The clap was no fun to have.
Is this the time when I talk about my penile discharge or no?
This is the time, yes.
Well, sure.
It's actually penciled in on Smokesteve's schedule.
If it's that time, then
That's right.
I better inform everyone about
What
the
we
foamy
used
piss
to
I have.
call it, Smoke Steve, when I was talking about all my medical stuff. I forget. It was some great term.
I don't know. Do we have a
Go
term
on,
for
Aphid.
it?
Yeah, your wife came up with it.
Yeah, wife. What was the term? Go.
Yeah, it was like a clinic. You know, it was like the clinic hour or something like that. I forget. The COVID stays.
I missed a comment on the royal interview. Shit. Sorry. Did anyone see
they're
any of that?
fighting. I didn't see it, but I saw
No.
news
Well,
about it. They're
Here it
really
is.
scuffling.
Hey, Biscuit.
Yeah.
Dear, my wife is addressing you directly, my friend.
Who's interviewing?
Actually, I would like to know what happened to Diana.
Not Diana.
Diana.
It's
She's
Meghan
still there.
Markle.
Merkel, the young tan one.
Yeah, I know it is, but did you not see the
Tasty
clip for
one.
the show?
The what?
The clip for the show.
Tasty.
Basically, Harry's was insinuating that something bad happened about his mum's death.
Mm.
What? His
So I
mom.
think something's going to come out about Diana on that Oprah show.
Why would Meghan Markle agree to go on Oprah? I thought they wanted to be out of the spotlight.
Well, the truth of it is, it came out
They
that
can't resist.
Oprah talked to her like months ago, and it was like it highly illegal and like under the watch of security in the what is it called, the Royal Palace or whatever. And she was secretly speaking to Oprah, so like they're buddies, man.
Well, they live in one of her houses, I believe, don't they?
Would make
Like,
sense.
yeah,
I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure that they
peas
live in
and
one of her
carrots.
houses.
Oprah and that woman, they're like peas and carrots.
Who doesn't live in one of Oprah's houses?
I'm pretty sure Oprah owns my house too.
We all know.
It also seems like the royal family have basically racially shunned Meghan as well.
Oprah man.
Well,
Where's the evidence for that?
You don't need evidence when the person, the two people from the family are saying it. Why would he out his parents and grandparents for being racist?
Who's he? Harry?
Harry. Yeah.
Harry.
I
The
don't
redhead?
know.
Is he the redhead guy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then again, I've also been on one of those shows.
I want to know.
It's true, you have.
The
I want to
military.
know.
I have been on one of those shows, and I know how they treat the guests.
It
What,
made him
what
not
show,
right
what show
in the
were you
head.
on?
I was on a show called Jeremy Kyle Show. It was like a family feud. It was like
Do you have
What's
a
it
link
called?
to that?
It's like Jerry,
it used
Harry
to be on YouTube, but all the videos and footage have been deleted since somebody killed themselves because of the show.
Oh,
So they deleted
I
all the
think
footage.
you talked about that once before,
Yeah,
didn't
you
you?
did.
Yeah, I was accused
Yeah, I remember.
by my daughter's
But I
mum
was-
of cheating.
Do you have like a? I'm not saying that you have to show it, but I'm just curious. Do you have like a private copy of it at home?
I don't know. I kind of wish I did, because I would have liked to have shown as part of it to my daughter when she grows up,
Yeah.
because her mum said something diabolical on it.
Okay.
She said,
It turned dark.
Sound good at
Yeah.
all.
Her exact words before my daughter was born was, "I hate you and I hate this baby."
On
That's sweet.
TV? What the
On
fuck?
TV.
God.
That's a great line for when the judge takes a look at who that gets
Yeah.
best.
All because I came back home with bruises on my neck.
Well, you have to explain that.
Jeez.
Well, one was. It's awkward. It's awkward to say, because
This whole
do
scenario.
you remember the girl who I showed in the photo earlier?
Yes.
Yes.
Your mate.
She's my friend, and she ended up sucking my neck in town. Just joking. It wasn't anything sexual or serious.
Yes.
She was just a bit of a nutter.
Just wanted
And
to fuck your
I
life up.
went on the show to prove my innocence, and I proved it.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
Usually,
I mean,
when girls suck on your neck, it's not received well by your.
Yeah, I know.
That's a
Yeah,
known
that's a bit-
problem.
first
And then,
and foremost,
then it got worse. I came back home with another bruise on my neck.
oh,
It was not
Yeah.
from a
Nice.
girl. It was from
Oh,
an
no.
injury at work. Somebody had thrown something and it hit my neck.
You probably should start wearing a neck guard at that point.
Yeah,
Right.
maybe.
And when you explain the story in the future, maybe when you first say it, don't say I had some bruises on my neck. Say I had a hickey on my neck.
Yeah.
And then a bruise.
Hickey and a bruise, yeah.
Hickey and a bruise. Shave and a haircut.
You can get a bruise.
Yeah, it sounds like a country band.
it
I
wasn't.
want to join.
Go get your banjo,
The
Cypher.
old hickey and a bruise trick.
It wasn't like Jerry Springer. Is that what comes out?
Yeah, it's exactly like
Yeah.
Jerry Springer, but the English version.
Wow.
Oh, okay.
Was a chair thrown? on your
Security,
show?
Steve.
You remember him, right? He had his own show.
Yeah.
I even bought like a Too Hot for TV Jerry Springer DVD.
I wondered who fell for that and bought
Okay.
that.
Yeah, I am complete trash as a human being. And I love
There it
that
is.
DVD. I watched
There it
it
is.
several times.
There's that Halloween picture. I don't know if it'll
Oh
focus.
wow!
on
All
it.
right,
That's
George,
you?
it's Halloween.
Yeah, that's me
There you
on the
go.
Halloween picture. See? Oh, there you go.
Wow, awesome, man. Looking good.
Yeah, that's the run. I don't have that plate anymore. Darn it.
That looked good, man.
There you go.
What's
There
going on
you
with
go.
what's going on with those teeth?
Yeah, it's Halloween. You get it in a costume.
What were you trying to
store.
be?
All right.
What that looks like?
Right.
I don't know.
Well, what's that? A hillbilly? Is that what you're trying to look at?
No, more like
A psych patient.
I got news for you. They look more like you.
like I thought it was like
To me, it looked like a cross between a meth head with Bob Ross and maybe a bit of a
Right.
A joint psycho-sociopath person.
I was thinking like
Who likes a Ronald Reagan
rerun
plate?
on Coke from the set, like, or 70s.
I've never seen Coke do that to teeth. I've seen meth do it to teeth.
Yeah, that's it. It's almost like zombie teeth. That, but the eyes and the wig, is just like silly. Just fun.
Definitely.
So back to the Meghan Markle interview. I'm curious, and this might be a touchy question, but when does it get to a point where you're not considered like a minority or an African American? Because my son was shocked because he saw this lady on the news talking about how she's only shunned because she's African American.
Yeah, and she
And
looks
he was
more
like,
white
no,
than
she's
most people.
not. So when is it all right to
Well,
when does that? Can we have like a color chart or something where we could go by?
Well,
or
no,
something?
Like the
you're
Family
off
Guy.
here. You're off
Like
here.
that
This
Family
is
Guy
my
colour chart.
Halloween.
You're
It's a
off because
scam.
I know Africans
That's
that are
Duke.
white.
Last
I know white
Halloween.
Africans. Here's the
Yeah.
thing.
Last week.
So there's white people who are African. And there's white people from Africa who've become American who would be African American even though they're white. So essentially what you're asking is, what is the cutoff for being, can I say it?
Right. Yeah.
Black.
Yeah.
Black,
That's what I'm
right?
saying.
Black. Yeah, I don't know because this is thin ice, homeboy.
Well, I just don't think like she was trying to use the argument that people don't like her because, and my son was just thoroughly confused by that because he was like looking at her and he's like, "What do you mean? What was she trying to say?" And I'm like, I really don't know what to tell you.
Is she black?
Whites
I think
only
her.
make up- Go ahead. Sorry.
No, I'm curious.
I think maybe
Whites only make up 12% of the world population, so we're the minority. The problem is, we're highly successful, and people are jealous as shit, and so they get all
Well, that's
fucked out.
Speak for yourself, buddy.
Yeah,
Nobody's jealous of me, I can tell you.
I have to
What's that?
point out we're not very
we're the
diverse
minority in the
here
world.
on this chat,
This
except
is
for Biscuit Vapes, who is whatever the Rock is. What is
A lot
it?
of us are
Samoa?
minority.
What the Rock is cooking.
Yeah.
I believe the Rock's Hawaiian, isn't he?
Now the Rock is from one of those islands. Yeah.
Yeah.
Samoa.
Well, now Slash. Do you know Slash, the guitar player?
Oh yeah, he's
Or
something,
Red Hot
ain't he?
Chili Peppers?
He's black.
Yeah. So I mean, how many times have you heard people, claim that he's only not the best guitarist in the world because he's African American?
But I'm not sure if any of you are familiar with the song off of the album GNR Lies. It's called "One in a Million." Now we're not going to quote the lyrics, and don't look up the lyrics and read them aloud.
Too late. Oh my God, he said.
Yeah, but let's just say that there was a word used in that song that it didn't seem to offend Slash.
Is it an anagram of ginger?
Similar, yes. And Slash played the hell out of that guitar solo. It's a really good one. So
Does it rhyme with the name of this channel?
that would be true also.
There is an anagram of ginger.
Yes. Ginger goes good in fried rice. Yeah.
The rhymes with warning.
What are those potato crisps called? It's salt and
Ixnay in your day.
Salt and vinegar.
Yeah, we use that to disinfect cutting boards. It's great. It has to have a higher percentage of acid, like 5 to 6%.
Biscuit, you would know better than the rest of us. Is she like? Do people think less of her because of her bloodline?
No, I don't. I think she's probably one of the best royals because of she's different.
No, I can't say I can
Automatically
stand
makes
her.
better.
What exactly makes her better? Well, she's not a stuck-up fucking blue blood for a start. She's
It does sound like she is. I mean, it does sound like that.
What about Beatrice with the big hats? Do you like her?
no.
You don't like
From
I
Dr.
like
Seuss?
Yes.
I honestly, I don't give a damn about the royals. The royals aren't anything. They're just something for the. They're just something here for the visitors. I don't give a damn.
But what would happen if like a king went out and said like, "Yeah, I'm racist as fuck. I love it. I'm racist all day long."
I do believe we have a prince, as in the Queen's husband.
Yeah, but
Wasn't,
if the reigning royalty would just
He
be
is.
openly
Any
racist.
Is it king or prince? I don't know.
Yeah, but
anyway,
I
if
think
the
the
Queen's
question
husband is racist, I believe, and sexist.
Yeah,
Prince
but
Philip.
if they're
Prince
openly,
Philip.
can you like elect
Yeah,
him
Prince Philip,
away?
yeah. Why is Meghan a bitch based Welshman?
Yeah, he needs to get
Whatever.
in here and explain himself. I don't really particularly like her either. I mean, from what I know of her, it seems like she is kind of a bitch, to be honest.
Caitlin Edward is the best.
Based Welchman probably yelled something from afar with his secret camera and microphone to get a reaction from her. Just kidding. He knows why.
I thought Edward, who married Wallace Simpson and then abdicated, I thought the rumor was that he was quite a Nazi fanboy.
Oh,
Don't know, man.
I mean, that was the 30s, right?
The 30s, the
Late
hot
30s,
30s, yeah.
yeah. You go back into the early part of the 19th century, and there are a lot of misstatements and misplaced, admirations from a lot of the Western leaders. It happened all throughout the West. I mean, some of our corporate leaders from the early 19. What did he say?
30s.
Everyone's Oasis.
Like Ford, right?
Yeah, I think so. And the Rockefellers, yeah, different, elite folk have, they got, I mean, you're basically looking at a type of intelligentsia.
They're
It's conservative intelligentsia.
aren't they? Isn't the British royal family the Habsburgs? Isn't that what their line
The
is?
hash browns? I don't know.
Yeah, Habsburg.
Well, most
I don't
importantly,
even know who that is. Sorry.
how does the Kaiser roll still
The
exist?
Kaiser, the Dark Kaiser. Remember the Dark Kaiser Last Dance from
I love the Kaiser roll.
Polar.
You would think that would
The
be
Black
Kaiser.
Kaiser. Yeah, the Black Kaiser.
Yeah, the Dark Kaiser.
One of the two. Black. Yeah, Dark.
I'm gonna have to jump out of this, but thanks for having me on for this long. And
No
I have
worries.
to tell,
Good
and I
talking
just
to you,
have to
dude.
tell Aphid Lip,
Oh yeah.
there's one guy I don't like, and that's Adolf Hitler.
Okay.
See you guys. Take care.
Yeah,
Take
I do.
care.
Good seeing you.
See you next week, buddy. Hopefully.
And this show is canceled by YouTube.
I don't
That's right,
think
you might wanna have
mentioning
Graham or
Adolf is not.
We'll take a look at it and see if there's anything that needs to be edited.
I don't
Biscuit.
think just mentioning Adolf's name does not automatically cancel a video.
Yeah,
You're
I
allowed
would
to
not
say his
be so
name.
sure.
He's not Voldemort.
but we don't need to get deep into it. But I mean, what do you think of that 12% of the world population is white? I mean, and everybody else is screaming, "We're the minorities." I just, you get down to
Well,
it.
the thing is,
Go ahead.
the minority is the minority in the country that they are the minority. So,
Yeah.
like in our country, your country,
button.
Black people are the minority. Chinese people are minority. White people are the majority.
Oh, you linear thinker! Look at you.
Whereas if we go to China, white people would be the minority.
Yeah, that's true.
Right, depending on the
We're talking about the world, the white
right,
people. are the
right,
minority.
Cypher though. But depending on the discussion, you're either like America first. No, but we're talking about the world here. So in this discussion, it's worldwide.
Well, I'm getting an education now. You know, I'm in college, and I'm telling you,
Advanced.
globalization is where it's at.
Right.
I don't think there's many. Do you know how they get people who say you can't come in my country because you'd be an immigrant? Well, aren't most people technically immigrants to the country they're in?
Well, it depends.
Especially
how far back
Americans.
you
You've
go.
only been there so many hundred years, haven't you? You're all immigrants.
Right.
So, like,
Only the original
we're good
American Indians. The
American.
American.
You go back 25,000 years, and they're immigrants too.
I mean, calling them Indians.
Well, yeah, they are. Yeah.
I like to go into prehistory, way back before,
Sorry, you don't call them Indians, do you? You call them
Native Americans.
Native Americans. That's right.
Now they call themselves Indians.
Yeah, but that gets confusing when you're talking about India, the continent. I mean, country.
Yes.
Well, I mean, that's where the name Indians came from.
Right.
Because I guess they thought they landed in India when they
Dumb
first.
fucks. Yeah, you look like an Indian. We'll call you an Indian.
I'm also a big multiverse, pluriverse fan.
oh, yeah.
Or reverse.
Pluriverse, yeah,
You mean multiverse?
both. Look up pluriverse. It's a creation of William James, American philosopher. We had this talk.
Well, plural means many, doesn't it? So pluriverse is the same as multi.
Pluriverse is a
pluribus
distinct philosophical term. Multiverse is also a distinct, scientific term.
Ladies and gentlemen, based Welshman.
Hey,
He's,
And he's in.
I mean,
So why don't you like Megan?
Oh, she's a bitch.
Well, you can't just say because she's a bitch.
his lips aren't
We
even
need
moving.
reasons.
Okay, well. I mean, basically, there's a lot coming out with her about the way she's been behaving with her staff members.
that's what I was going to bring up, is because it seems like she's ignorant.
Well, I mean, as you bring up the word ignorant, I am ignorant to this particular fact.
This is the latest, isn't it? This is just the latest amongst, many.
Never good to abuse the help. Yeah, go
She
ahead.
was.
She's spoiled.
When she went to Africa as well, they've all come out and said
Her home country.
Right.
Oh God! Right, and so they had to make a special cake a special way, and she was screaming and shouting about it, and then she gave it out as hers, and it's just like all these things put on top of each other. I understand that maybe other celebrities do that sort of shit, but it's just like one of multiple things. She knew what she was getting into. The royal family think of shit anyway, but she knew what she was getting into. Right?
That's what I find hard to understand.
Yeah, right.
It's not, there are responsibilities when you're a member of the royal family. You get $1 billion free, but you got to do a little bit of, you have some responsibilities. It sounds like she's complaining about the few responsibilities she has.
Well, they've gave up those responsibilities now, haven't they? And they've moved on.
What do they do for money? Do they give up the money, or they get a job? Either one of them.
It's always to do with race,
going on
isn't it?
TV, giving interviews.
Quick point of clarification, especially from you, Welshie. So, are these things confirmed, man? Have they seen? Heard? This is not just hearsay, because you would think that the royal family would want to denigrate this woman for her negativity towards them, through a smear campaign.
Yeah, I mean, but people left while they were serving. So they actually left like a year ago, 18 months ago, but they kept quiet. But they left while she was there, and they just basically said when she turned up, everything fucking changed. Harry changed into a cuck.
How do you know they're not just saying that because they're
Well, there's a
racist?
video.
But they did,
There's a video
left.
of her go.
They left. They left
keep-
at that time 18 months ago, so it's not like we planned it because they actually left.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, how do you know that they weren't just holding the breath and because they were just being racist to her and she flipped on them?
Well, it's always
What if
This is conjecture. I'm not giving facts. I'm just saying, what if?
What
I
if
don't know what you're
MI5
saying,
got
but-
to them and gave them 5 Gs or 10 Gs a piece for a little bit of a story here?
I
Well,
mean,
there's a
all
video-
I'm
there
saying,
is a-
all I'm saying
there's
is
a
none of us know all the information.
There's a video of her going off on the help, and then the help cry. Another video of the help crying, or at least they keep showing that here in the States.
So that's
I
still
mean, that
not all
seems
the
like
information.
fact.
Because you don't know what happened before that.
Well, it seems like you're really.
I'm playing devil's advocate, by the way.
Stand up for her.
I'm not standing up for it. I'm just playing devil's advocate.
Okay, well, Harry's turned into a super fucking beta cuck where he takes a knee and starts talking about fucking the environment when they're flying around the world in private fucking jets.
Let me quickly bring in a
that
new
can't
guy
happen.
here. I'm just going to drop our new buddy here. 3 Gs. Greg. What up, Greg?
Hello, Greg.
Okay.
Morning,
What's
John.
going on?
Greg. Greg's been in here once before, right? Greg, you've been here before, right?
Yeah, you know me. I'm another Welshman.
Yeah.
Oh, the Welsh are coming on.
We're the majority.
Tonight, boys.
The majority.
That's right.
You are now.
Right. So back to these controversies. Continue with your who was ranting? Someone rant away, ranter.
Welshman was saying how much he loves
Moments.
Megan.
Look what she's done to her, Harry, though. Like I said, look what Harry's
You
turned
can
into.
see it's a sea change with Harry and her and their relationship with the rest of the royal family. I mean, aren't they the ones that went to Canada and said that they were going to like you mentioned Aphid lay low and they're acting very strangely relative to the royals.
Welshie, what do you think of the older cute one who married the older brother there? What's her name?
William and some else.
I don't rate any of them really. I mean, the only one that's
Middleton.
done well, has served well, is the Queen.
Okay.
I mean, the rest of them have all been twats. I mean, Charles is all into the Great Reset.
I quite like. Well, I don't like Philip, but I think Philip's a funny fucker.
Well, yeah,
Everybody in their 90s is funny.
Yeah, he's almost. Is he gonna die? He's almost dead, isn't he?
Yeah, well, he's not. He's not. He's just in hospital. He's recovering from an operation, but he seems to be okay. But he's 99.
That age.
They'll just take more children and
It's
park them
time.
out and give them to Philip.
They'll probably clone him, bring him back.
But the reason why I came in was the other British chap who's always a regular on here. He was mentioning about immigration, and mentioning that everyone's a migrant and all this sort of stuff.
Yeah. I mean, I was more speaking about the Americans being migrants because the short amount of time that they've
Like you
occupied
said,
America.
being devil's advocate.
Well, you're absolutely right, though. Because nobody here was here more than 300 years ago. Most people, not even 3 or 4 generations.
Yeah.
And you only got there by giving all Native Americans syphilis.
Oh, we gave them syphilis, smallpox was much worse.
Yeah, smallpox as well. Yeah.
So to the Americans on the panel, the sort of migrants, as they might say, do they believe that the indigenous Indians of America should have a place in their homeland and be safe in that?
I think they're called reservations.
I think they do have a place.
Well, do you agree?
I mean, do you want them to be forced to live on reservations, or do you want them to live where they want to live?
Well, no.
I think they have in all rights. They should have the right to live where their ancestors lived.
I mean, we conquered them.
It's a bit late for that now, isn't it?
USA, we conquered them.
So what's happened to the indigenous people of London, or the indigenous people of Birmingham or Manchester?
That was over like 2,000 years ago, though, wasn't it? Surely.
No, I'm on about the invasion currently. So the 45%,
Oh, right, okay.
the 45% of people, indigenous people that actually are in London. So London is now predominantly non-British born.
Right.
That's different, though. They're not actually kicking out the entire population.
I noticed that when I went through Heathrow.
They are integrating with the population, not giving them diseases and kicking them out.
I used to work in Birmingham, and there's not a lot of integration, you know.
Yeah, this is just the old diversity is our strength thing.
Maybe I'm just looking through rose-tinted glasses and seeing everything all lovely.
Humans, they go with like.
I blame the Kenyan.
Basically, that's why you get groups. That's why you get groups of certain demographics together.
I hate the Kenyan.
Well, I'm just saying when he says they integrate, that's not really the case.
That's how it should be. I mean,
I know that's how it should be.
It's probably the case that they are integrating, but incredibly slowly, like 3 generations it takes to.
I mean, isn't it also the case that they're getting put in the people that are being shoved into one place in, say, London, and they're all one ethnicity. Those but those places are also run down, and they're not as well funded as where the higher paying white people live.
Well, I mean, obviously, they will start off in rundown areas, but at the same stage, it's just groupthink where you just hang out with the same people. That's just normal human behavior. But if you want about dumping people, how about dumping 234 men into a village of 856 called Penally in West Wales?
I heard about that in rural areas.
Didn't they burn the army barracks?
Yeah, and that being the exact example.
Were they not putting temporary caravan sites up and whatnot for?
It was army barracks.
They kicked about a dozen army boys out that were living there at the time, and they spent tens of thousands of pounds on heating, which they had to do.
Helpless last dance of the sane.
But what they actually did was put 234 men.
There's no help to be had.
Into a retirement village of 856. Average age of 50, I think.
Also brought down their property values as well, but I think that's the government's fault. It's not the people who's coming into its fault, is it?
Yeah. No. It was just when you said about dumping people. I just thought I'll actually bring up Penally.
Yeah. But that's I said, that's the government making the wrong choices.
But
the immigrants coming in should be more if they have the right to stay here because they're here because their country's war torn or whatnot, or they're actually adding value to the country by doing the jobs we don't want to do.
They came from France. Unless France is a war-torn country,
just like the Coneheads.
You mean they went through France to get here?
Well, they went through about 7 countries. If you take it from Africa, you're thinking of Turkey, then you're talking Greece, then you're thinking of Italy, then you're thinking of fucking Spain, then you're thinking of France. There's a few.
Apologies, the Spaniards.
I do agree that if they're coming from a war,
asylum seekers and start using this term economic migrants.
Economic migrants.
Yeah, if they are coming from a war-torn country, then they shouldn't really have a say which country they land in. They should just go to the nearest safe country.
I don't want them in my country, right? If they're abandoning their family and their parents and their relatives, so they're abandoning their family, because that's what they're doing a lot of the time.
Let me ask you this: so you had your government bring in a bunch of men to a small town, then the men that were brought in by the government went and took over your own military base that is there to protect you, burned it to the ground, and it's the same government that took your guns away that would allow you to protect your own town.
Yeah.
I mean, if that's not fucking bullshit, then I don't know what is, man.
I mean, it's like the Hong Kong situation. We have told Cypher. we told the Hong Kong population that if they want to, they can come here because of the problems with China.
So the problem we've got.
You know
there,
why you did that, right? Because these are valuable people
that could come over. 3
desirable.
million.
Just that, it's partly our fault why they're in that situation.
Yes, of course.
It's
Not a
I
good.
mean,
Just
that's
a
the
little
problem.
bit your fault.
You gotta be a complete hypocrite to pick and choose who you're gonna be accepting to. Either you're gonna be compassionate to others or you're not. You know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm fully with being compassionate to people that really need the help, but some people do take the piss.
And they can fuck right off.
If you've left Syria and you've left your family behind, and your family is still alive, you've left your family behind. A lot of them do.
Seems sort of cowardly to leave your family, you know, and be an economic migrant. But at the same time, you know, when they're playing the long game, you know, they're going to make money. I mean, over here, you know, the Pakistanis, you know, come to the United States, and I mean, sort of half jokingly and stereotypically, a lot of them are in the convenience store business. But at the same time, you know, there's a lot of other, you know, market areas where they're working.
But don't they need jobs before you allow them in the country?
No.
I mean, I would handle it differently, but I mean, I don't have any
You've got a green card,
macroeconomic, you know, management experience.
But America wouldn't let anyone in unless they got a job, would they?
I don't think that's true.
I would like to see, you know, a more orderly and rational immigration, you know.
Well, we have a ton of illegal immigration, so that's.
It depends.
If I had to go to Australia, I would have to I'd have to make sure that I've guaranteed a job, I've guaranteed residence, and I've guaranteed enough money in that job to support my family and pay rent.
That would be for normal
visa
immigration.
costs a fortune. The Australian visa costs a fortune, an absolute fortune.
Right. You have to have
I'm not denying the fact, but guaranteeing employment and accommodation and the proper wage to go with it is correct.
Before COVID, Great Britain didn't require visas from the United States. You know, as I started to look at my options for international travel, you know, I began to realize that there's barriers to just traveling, even as a tourist, to some, you know, countries.
They require visas now?
Some countries, just some countries. You know, but you know, Great Britain,
The
I
UK?
think, but I don't think so. But that was pre-COVID. My knowledge, I haven't looked into it post-COVID, so I don't think we even go. I think we have to still have the 2 or 3 week, you know, what do they call that? Where they isolate you, you know.
Yeah, you have to pay for your own board as well in a hotel.
Quarantine. The word you're looking for is quarantine.
I think.
I think it's a standard rate of £1,200 for the 7 days though. 14 days, sorry. 14 days.
So, Cypher, was the last time you went, was that Meat Space?
Yes, late 2019. It was the first travel was just before November 1st, and then I stayed through. I think I flew back on November 4th, I believe it was. Yeah.
How was that experience?
Fantastic, except I missed one night international flight the first night, and I ended up in a, you know, what do they call those huge, you know, facilities that, you know, service the airways, a concourse. I ended up in a concourse for 24 hours, and
I've been there.
I didn't get a motel. I should have paid that extra 150.
Was that Tom Hanks film called The Terminal? Was it like that?
It's sort of like that.
It was
I almost had.
And I mean, with the chronic pain crap that I've had, and I was, you know, at pretty much my highest weight, somewhere in, you know, just under 270, I just wasn't handling it at all well. So when I finally got to, you know, Manchester, I was exhausted. I had, you know, bought tickets to Manchester City, you know, football game, and I had paid for another ticket for a guy, and I had gotten him his ticket by emailing the image of the ticket. He actually got in, but he texted me saying, "Where are you?" And I was sitting in the hotel room in a hot bath, just suffering, trying to stay awake, but anyway, after I recovered, I just had a great time being, free and at large in Manchester. And I went up to the Lakes District, took a tour up there. On the gorgeous George Begonia channel, they're fairly crummy videos of that trip, but I have some videos up of that trip.
Did you drive in the UK?
No, I didn't.
I did that on my last UK vacation.
It was
terrifying the whole time.
Yeah,
I can't understand how you guys drive on the other side.
Yeah, it's weird.
What do you think of the country in the UK?
I thought they were small, narrow. That's what I thought they were.
I was just in Manchester.
Are the roads wider in America?
Yes.
Straight and wide, yeah.
Much wider.
Because they're younger cities, isn't they? They're all like gridded out. That's how they do a lot of the cities in America, grid out shit.
I think it's also you value your
Look at the cats.
scenery. You wouldn't widen a road. It's a big deal to tear down.
Well, through the rural roads, they're even narrower.
Here we just widen roads until there's nothing left.
There's even some roads that are single lane with passing points.
I watch quite a few Welsh movies and Irish movies and English movies, where they're driving on the narrower roads, and there are a lot of narrow. I mean, we have narrow 2-lane in the back roads of all across the United States.
But here's what you do in the U.S. when you when you get one of those narrow cars, they slow down and they kind of inch past each other. In the UK, they don't slow down at all. It's like you're one inch away and you're going full speed. And I was like,
that's only if there's lorries. And oh my God, did I have a heart attack once?
Get off the road, man.
I was driving about 70 miles an hour and I thought it were a good idea to overtake a lorry. And there was literally a 5mm gap on either side of my handlebars because there was a lorry going this way and a lorry going this way. And I passed in middle of two trucks. That was scary. I shut my eyes and hoped for the best.
Oh man! Well, you got away with that one.
Yeah. I felt the truck breeze past on my arm on my big thick jacket.
Scary, dude.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Yeah.
If there was anything sharp poking out, my arm would have been goner.
What kind of bike was it?
It was a Suzuki GN 125.
125 cc's? What were you, 7 years old?
What do you mean? I've never had anything more than a learner permit.
All right.
Learner license, so
I got you.
that's the maximum we're allowed here.
That's actually fairly big. I mean, in the, isn't it 50 cc Smokesteve still on? I just heard a big echo. I'm not sure what was going on.
That happens every 5 minutes.
Yeah. Don't know what it is. It's that bug where they're bugging us.
But George, a big Harley is 1,500 cc's.
Yeah.
My Sportster was 1,000.
Right.
I had a VT 1100. It was a Honda Shadow VT 1100.
Oh, that's a sweet bike.
It was nice. The Sportster was nice. It had the I guess they call them a sissy bar, for a rider.
Right.
And I rode. I think I told you guys that I had a number of different women on the back of it.
Woo! See, I just heard an echo when I would.
Yeah, that was great. Up in the mountains. Yeah.
All right, Greg's back. Let's bring him back on. He keeps.
He probably had a network. You had a network issue, Greg?
It's my VPN. Yeah, it keeps going off.
Yeah.
They're probably
Mine-
trying to
mine-
protect you from us trolls.
Well, is Greg?
I can't get YouTube here without a VPN. That's for sure.
Isn't Greg's in China, right?
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I didn't. You have the whiskers today. You didn't have the whiskers last
Also
time.
known as this is 4 lights.
So that's Greg.
Yeah, that's me. Yeah, that's me.
All right, cool.
There are 4 lights. Sorry.
There are 4 lights.
You were saying about the roads in the UK, and it made me think of the Chevy Chase film where he goes to London.
Yeah.
And he's on the roundabout for about 6 hours.
There's Big Ben.
Yeah, somehow that seems to come up every
That's
week.
the bike I had. That was
That's
the bike.
That has. Because that's
National
what, like our,
Lampoon's European Vacation. Every fucking week we end up back at that movie.
because we're us Americans have so little knowledge of the rest of the world. You know that's pretty much it as far as
I got to
Britain
tell
goes.
you, those roundabouts though are very complicated. There, here most of them are like 1 lane, so there's nothing. But there you get like 3 lanes, and you got to be in the correct lane.
I find London difficult. I do find the driving in London difficult.
Yeah.
They're brilliant in roundabouts. They're the best invention ever because you don't stop, you just give way. You just give way to the right, or in your case, in America, we give way to the left.
I was at a few roundabouts in the UK that had stoplights. That's because they were just too damn crowded.
Yeah.
At rush hour, maybe, yeah.
Roundabout with stoplights.
Yeah, that's the shit.
Sort of
I'm
a
not kidding.
contradiction.
No, but they had.
We're getting more and more roundabouts in our area for sure.
Yeah, they're starting.
They pop up more and more.
Yeah, we call them rotaries.
Rotaries.
Yeah,
They're sort of following
most people around here just can't stand them. They're like, "What is this stupid shit? I can't understand it."
We go straight right through the garden.
I had one of these as well. This was my favorite bike I had.
That's
Oh, that
tiny.
looks just like the one I
Spiffy.
jumped a hill on and tore my. I got
Oh.
they call it game
it's
racing.
a Honda 90.
Yeah.
90.
Looks more like a scooter, although
It is a scooter.
That's a scoot.
It's got 3 gears though, but it's like a semi-automatic gearbox.
You know, the thing with roundabouts that's funny, Florida, the person who's driving in the rotary has the right of way. But in the Northeast here, the person who's entering on the rotary in Florida has the right of way. In the Northeast, the person who's on the rotary has the right of way. So when you go down there, like the law is reversed. You have to yield for the other person, but it's the opposite.
Are you sure that's insane?
Yeah, that does seem.
Well, you have
wrong.
to yield for somebody who, if it was on your side of the road, you'd be coming up to your junction for the roundabout, and then you'd be looking to your left.
Yeah,
people coming onto the roundabout, but obviously we look on the right because.
But here, the person coming on, looking to the left, has to yield to the people who are already on the circle.
Same here.
That's what we have to do.
That's how it is here too.
Same here.
Now, in other states, I'm not.
Are you
kidding.
sure?
I'm absolutely.
No, that's
positive.
not true.
Cypher,
That
you're
would
in
be
Florida.
stupid. So that'd mean people on the roundabout have to stop.
Only Americans. Only Americans could fuck up a roundabout. Only Americans could fuck
That
up.
would mean people
It's the
on the roundabout would have
invention
to stop to
in
let
traffic.
people on.
Roundabouts are top, and now we put fucking lights on them, and you fucked it up even worse. Different rules, American style.
Well, here's the other
football,
thing I noticed when I was in the
roundabout.
Call
UK.
that Chevy Chase syndrome.
The UK drivers are sticklers for signaling when you're going to exit the roundabout. Here, nobody pays any attention.
Where I live, there's only lights on the lane, multi-lane roundabouts that are really big, not any of the small ones.
Well, I've seen one of the. I think it is the longest and most craziest police camera action chases. I think it was police interceptors, and it was like a 30-minute chase with this black Audi. And he indicated all the way, took out lots of shit on the way. But he was indicated always.
Good manners.
All right,
There's no reason not to be a good driver, even when you're fleeing the police.
right-of-way laws in Florida. Roundabouts are designed to move traffic through a counterclockwise direction. Vehicles approaching the roundabout yield to circulating traffic.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, so you go around the roundabout the wrong way? Because in Spain or European countries, you'd go around the roundabout in. Oh yeah, it would be. Sorry, ignore me. It's counterclockwise. That's right. Yeah,
It's just whatever they're doing. It's opposite to what we do.
Yeah, we go clockwise, the right way.
Oh, yeah. No, it's the wrong way.
They're doing the opposite.
You know, you'd think that's one thing we could all agree on.
No, I think
But no, we have to get.
No.
There has to be two ways to do that too.
The thing is, how much effort would it be to change it? All you have to do is get everyone on the other side of your road.
Well, I mean, every car company would have to change their.
Well, everyone's got to change to electric soon anyway, so let's get everyone on the right side.
Yeah,
Well, which way are we going to pick then?
Our side.
Close for a minute.
Wait there. Why is everyone got to change to electric? Who's got 50 grand to buy on a car, or like 70 grand?
In the next 20 years, everyone will be electric.
The law will mandate only electric
They won't
cars.
even have the power stations to fucking be able to fucking charge the cars. How is a fucking 40-foot juggernaut going to fucking transport all that like freight up and down the fucking country on batteries? You'll need fucking 10 ton of batteries on it. You fuck.
We have 100-unit condo, that many parking spaces, and I wondered how they would convert. Go ahead, Biscuit.
Tesla's already made a long distance HGV, and it can hold that many batteries. It can actually do 2,000 miles on a charge.
Yeah, bollocks. I'd like to see that rolled out.
It's made of batteries.
And it's got more torque than the diesel engine as well.
The batteries run on batteries.
It can't carry any freight. It's just hauling batteries.
There's no space to put any freight.
You know when you break down, when you break down in your battery car, you know what they RAC get, or the AA recovery people. You know what they turn up with? A fucking generator to charge your car.
Yeah, but that new Porsche Taycan, it's 200 grand, and it is nasty. It does about 200 miles an hour, and it does 200 miles per charge. So
That's not enough.
Yeah. Who's got 200 grand?
What if I want to drive 500 miles? That's 3 days it will take me.
yeah, but I think the purpose is for like really rich guys to like take it like 20 miles each way per day.
Yeah,
The car is nasty, dude. You can almost beat a McLaren off the line with that thing.
It's like rules for thee, but not for me. It's like Bill Gates says, "Oh, we got to all eat fucking vegetables and fucking shit." Yeah, his favorite. His favorite food is hamburgers. He says,
Bill Gates really say that?
Fly. He's got about 3 private jets, right? Yeah, he says, all this, we got to live in cubes. He lives in fucking mansions. He's got a huge swimming pool he heats up continuously.
Based Welshman, I think we can all agree that Bill Gates can go fuck himself. And that,
it's all this like, oh yeah, we should do this, we should do that. No, we haven't got the fucking money to do it.
The poop water thing, I'm really not happy with the poop water concept.
Yeah, that doesn't sound
That's a Bill Gates concept. The poop.
we all drink poop water, dude.
I've lost my innocence. What?
Yeah, at some level,
Especially if homeopathy is to be believed, and water has memory.
Homeopathy. Yeah,
I don't believe in homeopathy.
If water has memory, then all water is poop water.
Crocko shit, homeopathy.
yeah, you want it to be far from poop, like years and years away. Not like refined from the poop from 2 months ago.
Yeah, I agree with that. Okay, you want poop that's evaporated from the sea into your river.
I prefer the "we're all made from stars" theory. I like the idea that we're all made from stars.
So do I. So does Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Yeah.
You guys are so judgmental.
The Americans on the panel. What's the score with the lockdown with you?
What's that, my friend?
What's the score with the lockdown on you? Because in Britain we're still fucking completely shut.
Florida's wide open. We're wide.
It's been wide open here since the get-go.
Yeah, I mean,
it's not that bad, base Welshman, because school's open on Monday.
I don't think any place here in the U.S. polices lockdowns, no matter what they actually are.
I seen a case with a mother in tears today. Her daughter come home 2 days ago, whatever it was, Because they're in school now in some places, and she had the fucking jab. She rang up the school. She started kicking off at the school, and the school said it's got nothing to do with us. NHS turned up and just started doing injections. The school
Injections in the school.
The school said it's got nothing to do with us. NHS turned up. The responsibility of your child is now, we just abandoned it. And
that's illegal, totally.
Yeah.
That's illegal.
In here, you have to have parental permission.
You try to sue them. Because they didn't do it to one girl.
Well, that whoever did that, they need locking up because that's not right.
You also don't want to waste vaccine on students. They're the least likely to suffer.
They're not even supposed to be giving people under 60 the vaccine unless they've got a underlying condition. So that shouldn't be happening.
I'll try and find it now for you. Where is it? Discord. So, carry on, let's. I'll find it.
There's not even enough to go around, so I don't know why they're giving it to fucking kids. What a weird story that is.
That's crazy.
Guys, I'm going to reset my phone. I'll be back in 5 minutes. 5 minutes.
Right.
Turn my thing off. See if I can sort out my problem, too. See you in a minute.
Okay. All right. Yeah. I hate it when that happens.
So
when you can't sort out your thing.
Fine.
The restrictions here in New England are that there's still a mask mandate by the governor, which they don't enforce, and everyone has to wear masks inside any store here, unless you have a reasonable.
What about gas stations? Like, you don't see people without masks at gas stations?
I don't wear a mask when I fuel up outside. No.
I'm talking about inside.
I don't go inside.
It's never have.
Convenience store, yeah. The
convenience store. Like here, like you go to like the Walmart or grocery store, and people are mostly, for the most part, I'd say 80% of them are masked up. But you go into a gas station, and you're the minority if you're wearing a mask almost in some places.
I say here you go inside a store, it's more like 99% of people are masked.
Right, man. Yeah, it's not like that here at all. And the restaurants, I would say, most restaurants are back to, I would say, 75%. Like the parking lots, as far as the parking lots go, I haven't been in a restaurant in over a year, but the restaurants, the parking lots seem 75% full, what they used to be.
So, Afin, what are your top 3 gas station purchases besides gas?
Smokes and beer.
And then?
What?
Slim Jims?
I was just going to say.
Oh,
Slim
yeah.
Jim.
If I had to pick something else, well, fountain soda.
And
in the city, that's what I was gonna say. In the city, that's once you go over the river and get into St. Louis County, then you can't get fountain sodas. Like, I don't know if that's a thing there or not, but you can't go to a fountain and they don't have cups and you can fill up your own soda. But out here in the county, or past St. Louis County, out in the suburbs,
right.
I mean, there's really nothing. I mean, and even the grocery stores, they can't make you. So a lot of people, especially lately in the past, I notice every time I go to the grocery store, less and less people are wearing masks. Right. Before it was like, oh my God, look at that person. You don't have a mask on. But they couldn't say anything to him.
Why do people buy the beer from the gas station? Is it cheaper?
Well, I don't usually buy my beer, but you can get the taller cans. They're like a little bit taller than this can. So I can get a different can because my wife likes these, and I can get a couple different ones because they'll have
$2 for $3. Don't we sell the bigger cans in the supermarket?
They do, but you don't have as good of a variety in the supermarkets. It's usually
really you got more variety in a petrol station.
Actually, yeah. As far as the tall
people that drive in get to buy a bigger variety of booze.
Surprisingly, I'm glad you said this because
like service stations in the UK, they're like much bigger, like big long fridges and everything, like huge things.
My son did this thing, I guess about a week ago or whatever it was, and they had to do like a good deed. So a couple of the kids got together and they cleaned the front of my subdivision. And what they had the most of was those little dollar shot glasses that you get at the gas station, like checkout. I don't know if you guys have those. They're like a little plastic bottle of whiskey or vodka or whatever.
Oh yeah.
And apparently,
That's
I
called
guess
a sip up here.
I guess what people do is they buy these things every night on the way home from work, and they down it before they get to their house and toss it out the window.
Yeah, it's
because they
50
had a
mLs.
whole
It's
bag
like-
of these. So that was by far the most common thing that they picked up off the street was those little bitty plastic.
They're trying to
whiskey.
make them illegal in many towns here.
I can see why they would, because I think people are just fucking down in that shit while they're driving
Closest we
around
ever
town.
had to those was the I used to get one every morning before I went to do
Take your
care
daughter
work.
to school.
No, I used to work as a carer, and I used to get one every morning, and it was like a caffeine shot, but it was like orange flavour. It had like 20 times more caffeine in it than like a Red Bull.
Yeah, those are what are those
that's
little
different.
things called? I know those.
You know, I had
those are
that
different.
Zenadrine out last week. About 2 days ago, you know, I was setting up to do a term paper, and I pretty much poisoned myself a little bit with too much caffeine. I had like 4 cups of coffee and 2 of those Zenadrine pills, and all of a sudden I was like, you got to be careful.
I got addicted to like caffeine tablets at one point. I was having like 3 boxes a day.
I know
I
what
did
you're
too.
talking
I
about,
did
sort
too.
of. You know, not quite what you're saying, but yeah, a lot of
Just
people
to let
get
you know, lads,
addicted to caffeine.
that mother that was I mentioned about the jabs with her daughter. I've just put the link in the side chat.
Yeah, I watched it. Man,
Yeah.
that lady is hot. She get rid of her daughter, I'll marry her.
Yeah, I know.
So was it the children that was being jabbed, or the parents, or the teachers?
It was the kid. I believe her.
It's the kids.
That's ridiculous.
And she's quite angry, and I would be too, and I would demand an explanation. I can't understand how that could happen.
Just to give paracetamol, you're supposed to ask for permission. You can't just give kids bloody shots.
Yo, Bucks Corp, me, Smokesteve. I highlight the chats, bro. I mean, did you guys not know that I'm doing this? Hello.
Bucks Corp finally made
runs
it.
the show.
Yeah.
He controls the horizontal and the vertical.
Right. What highlighted chat? This one. See,
okay. I see. Okay. Well, how do I know what he's looking at?
right. Oh no, yeah. Okay, now all right, so everything's coming together now.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah,
Greg, what's up?
I guess,
Go ahead.
You were talking about demographics earlier, and I had an interesting talk with someone the other day about accents. It's like in the UK, I have my accent. 50 miles down the road, you've got Bristol, and it sounds completely different. But in the US, you travel 50 miles down the road, you don't necessarily have that. Am I right, or am I mistaken?
Well, I mean,
you do get. I think
there's
mostly
only, I
you're
would
right.
say, what, 3 or 4? You know, you got the upper northeast.
It's like
You got
in the UK,
southern. Yeah.
from valley to valley, it's different accents, and it's apparently something called divergence, where if a society has been there for thousands of years, they develop their own regional accents, whereas the American society has been 250 years,
Right.
so you haven't got the variance in accent, and I just thought that was very, very interesting.
We have an island in Maryland called Tillman
Biscuit
Island.
Rapes and I are maybe 200 miles apart, but we've got very different accents.
Definitely. I've got a very Yorkshire accent.
What about that island last day?
200 miles?
They have a unique accent that's different from any other around here.
Even
Almost.
myself and Based Welshman, he's got a Cardiff accent, and I've got a Valley's accent. There's a noticeable difference, and we're 20 miles apart.
You have an amazing number of accents in the UK.
And there's
Most of the
It's
accents.
something called divergence, apparently.
Yeah, you got Swansea Valley, Rhondda Valley, Gwent Valley, and you got like multi-different accents from each valley, you know.
And then you go to Bristol, which is 50 miles away, completely different.
Valley Girl. That's a good one.
Valley
Like,
Girl.
totally gagged me with the spoon.
I would the people that are on here though, us Americans, the four of us, we all have, more urban accents, I would say, where there is if I go 10 miles in one direction where I live, you're going to get a country accent, which is going to be similar to
nice southern
accent. Right. It's going to be the same as it is across the United States.
Yeah, see, I don't have the accent of the area that I was born.
No, your brother does a little bit. Yeah, your brother.
Yeah,
does
I noticed that.
Yeah, I don't have that mass hole thing going on here. Yeah,
why don't you? What happened to your accent? I assume you had one growing up.
I grew up in a hard place. Maybe I didn't have the biggest affinity for it. It wasn't something I wanted to retain because.
So is it? Are you saying
it's a lot?
Are you saying it's not natural and you fake it? So all those
my
people
favorite
that have
American accent is probably Tennessee accent, like southern accent.
Yeah.
That's the one that's like 10 miles from where I live.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never faked it. I chose not to go with that. Fuck that shit, guy. Fuck that, man.
Accents are great though, but what I don't like about the sort of it's the same in Britain is this rapper talk all the time. That's the sort of things I find hard to digest in my brain and sort of.
That's not really an accent though, is it? That's just a dick choice.
Yeah. So accents are great fun though. They are fun. But when you talk like a cunt,
you feel me?
You feel me, bruv?
You feel me?
There we go. Yeah.
Kind of brings up some bad Boston accent movies like The Departed.
Anything with Mark Wahlberg in.
The accents were great in The Departed. That was fun.
The Departed was good.
Funny, Marky Mark grew up maybe about 5 miles from where I grew up.
What can I use you for?
He had some times, man. He beat up an old Asian guy and had the lawsuit and all that stuff.
You guys are similar in age too.
That was about the only thing he did, though, wasn't it? I mean, he did.
Oh, dude, he was a mean guy, man.
Yeah.
He's only, and he still is only like 5'4" or 5" or something like that. So.
Oh, really? I didn't know he was that little.
He's very small. Maybe look up his height. I might be wrong. But,
maybe that's his problem. He's got short man disease.
I did.
This sounds like some malicious gossip to me.
Yeah, so to offset it, he pumped up his muscles and he developed a nasty right hook and a left cross, and he would just like smoke.
It's them steroids, then, isn't it? It's nothing to do with his height.
No, he was
fast. In that movie, the Philadelphia Eagles Walk On, didn't he? Wasn't that the Eagles that he played? In the bartender. There is a real story of a bartender who walked on to a pro football club, and I want to say it's Philadelphia Eagles.
Yeah, it is. What does that have to do with Marky Mark?
He played that role.
He played it. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, hey, it's Lacey. Late night.
Smokesteve, were you part of the Funky Bunch by any chance?
Hey, Lacey.
I was, and you know what? We had a good vibration.
Dude, he was
sweet sensation.
He was stacked in that video.
I know, and he was trying to be this hardcore guy, and it's like the cheesiest, lighthearted song. Feel it. What a fucking joke.
What's the film where they're in Canada and the girl goes, yeah.
Fargo, but it's not Canada.
Oh, it's not Canada, no.
Right?
No,
Northern
oh,
Minnesota.
Really?
Yeah.
Fargo.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
He's fleeing the scene. Oh, yeah.
Greg, what's that beer, dude? What's that funky beer you're drinking, Greg?
Oh, beer. All right. Qingdao.
I thought it was
Chinese restaurant. They'll have Qingdao.
Every Chinese restaurant around here has Qingdao.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Qingdao.
Qingdao breakfast?
Yeah, yes. No, it's the bar. I don't go to a bar and not drink. I'm not driving, so.
Oh yeah, no
I'm playing
judgment.
soccer later, but never mind.
I miss my morning grog.
I'm playing soccer for the fitness later. I'll sweat it out later.
Good man. So what
Do
is
we
it
look like the people that be judging you?
No. Got like a lot of empties, and I need.
Does it look like I would care anyway?
So it's what, like 4 or 5 in the morning for you, Ben?
No, it's like 9 o'clock. Is it? Oh, nearly 10 o'clock.
A.M.
Yeah, a.m. Yeah.
He's getting ready for church. Can't you tell?
Oh yeah, right. Yeah. You
I'll
know,
be going to football at 1 o'clock. So.
Why do they call that thing that opens beers a church key? Is that because it gets you closer to God? Has anyone ever heard that? That little.
No.
Yeah.
Maybe the shape.
Are you talking about the fingernail?
No, like it's a circular thing to pop beer tops, like the beer bottles.
That's a regional colloquialism.
Here in Massachusetts,
Never heard it.
We call it a church key
Don't know that.
because it gets you. I
Yeah.
think
Here in Britain, we're not that religious, so we wouldn't associate beer with God.
Yeah.
Perhaps it's the shape. The shape, you know? It's like a heavenly thing. I don't know.
Yeah, it kind of has a three, like a 3-part Christian Catholic cross. So that might be right. And often,
Are you talking about this? Are you talking about this?
No.
No. Like a
So
bottle
take
opener.
bottle caps off.
Yeah, the pop caps
Cap
off.
remover.
And oftentimes the other end is fashioned with a little wedge to open paint cans. It's like a paint can / beer opener. Yeah.
I just always called it a bottle opener, and that's all.
I know. A simple man.
But no, it has to be the shape. It has to be the shape.
My bottle
Like
opener has a
Halo.
corkscrew on the other end. I don't know about you guys.
Right? Let me see if Lacey wants to come on here. She's cool.
Oh.
Give her the link there. She's hanging.
Yeah, I'm gonna go make some meatloaf. So I'll see you guys later.
Oh, you kidding? Meatloaf?
Gonna
I'll
loaf
make a
your meat.
meatloaf.
Ah. All right.
Take care.
Just don't
Take
say
care,
meatloaf.
guys.
Take care
All
of
right.
you.
All right, Finn.
Good loaf. Goodbye. I mean. All right. Well, we're getting near to the 9 o'clock mark, fellas.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah, we had a good 3 hours.
Yep.
So
A lot of fun, as always.
Good show.
it's a solid.
I'm not
one.
quite tired enough, so when this ends, I'm going to watch some more anime.
Oh wait, I missed. I think Welshie was waiting back down here.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Let me see if Welshie's still available. Welsh, what's up, guy?
Yeah, man. Just battery went down.
Welshie's having a cigarette.
Your VPN went down, Base Welshman?
No, I just the battery went on the phone.
Just got on. Yeah. You cool with the authorities this week? I remember last week there was tension in the air.
Not really. Everyone in the UK is completely asleep. The authorities are just taking the piss out of everyone.
Yeah.
I'm glad I'm here, mate. I'd be in trouble if I was in the UK. I'm sure. I'd be in a bit of bother.
Speaking of police, not a couple of days ago, across the street, the police busted a party of about 6 people and dragged them all out and give them all fines.
That would never happen here in the U.S.
The owner of the house got a £10,000 fine. Each of the residents got a £1,000 fine. Each of the non-residents got a £1,000 fine.
In the legislation and the guidance, right? The police cannot take doors down on residential premises. Only licensed premises. Those people.
Yeah, they've got to be invited in, surely.
That's right. They open the door, then they force their way in. They did it in Scotland.
Based Welshman, do you ever watch any of Nigel Farage's videos?
Yeah, bits and bobs.
He put a video out of when police went into some Scottish woman's home.
That's right.
And,
yeah, I don't know.
and stood on a daughter's leg who'd just come out of hospital and broke the leg again.
That's not good.
Was it they forced their way into the house?
They forced their way into the house looking for people that aren't supposed to be there because they had the music a little bit loud and ended up breaking a leg that's just been set in hospital.
Yeah, they were all residents of that house. They were one
Yeah,
family.
And there was like 4 people there.
And the worst thing they ever did was they opened
had it off,
the
Greg?
front door.
Now,
Oh, no.
you guys' opinion, Welsh and Biscuit, do you think all of these police officers authentically believe that they are serving justice at these moments?
I think they're just doing whatever the government's told them to do.
I mean,
Well,
that's
I think
bullshit.
They're following orders.
What they are, what they're doing, they're following orders, right, that are passed through Parliament, right, whether that's legislation, right, or regulation, right. They're passing legislation or regulation that's passed through Parliament, statute and acts, right. Thing is, they are no different to a Russian police officer, to a Chinese police officer, to an Iranian police officer, because all those police officers, like the New Zealand police officer, like anyone else, they all follow laws passed through their parliament. So
that's what Biscuit Nick just said. Just following orders. I'm just following orders.
Yeah.
But I think some of them take those orders and skew the law a little bit and go too far.
You've got idiots now in the police who love it. They love it.
Yeah.
They love the power. They love the authority.
yeah,
And
they've
you've
got
got idiots
tattoos
like that,
now.
Mitch.
They've all got a lot of them have got tattoos now. They all look like
Yeah.
scruff bags. They don't wear their uniform properly. They don't even know the legislation or laws they're trying to act. I've
They're
literally had
bouncers.
plenty of
They're bouncers.
I've had plenty of conversations, interactions with police. They don't even know what section of what act they're pulling me under. Section 1,
yeah.
Section
Agree.
23, Section 43, terrorism, which is great for public photography, and they use it all the time. Section 50, ASBO, another one they use against people all the time. And they don't even know what they're quoting.
No.
I say to them, so how have I been antisocial? And they said, well, you've been filming. Well,
And
explain
it's
to
still
me how
going
that-
on. You know, we're cooling it pretty
I
much.
mean,
I think so.
if you're doing anything that you know is legal, but you also know that the police might not like it, I think you need to be well versed in all the laws around it, so you can go, look, this is the law, and put it in their face and say, look, you're not giving me my rights.
So I've seen a clip. I've seen a clip in the UK recently where a chap got pulled over and he clearly knew his rights. I mean, very well.
Yeah.
And the police officer turned up, armed traffic officer, said he's pulling him under 172 of the Road Traffic Act, right? And guess what? No, he's pulling him under 163. 163 is to make you stop. 164, 165 is to give you documents over. And the copper, it's a 33-minute clip on YouTube, and it went back and forth. Right, where the copper actually went on Google. He went on Google to find out what he was pulling him under. This is an armed traffic officer.
I thought they had a digital pad in the car. Was it not driving police?
Yeah, but it doesn't tell them what act they can pull him under.
Yeah, I thought they had a PDA that gives them all the info for all the acts and the laws that the
So what we're saying is, this traffic officer has been going for maybe 12 years, 24 years. He just
Don't they have
took
any training?
Of course, he took shit and just says, yeah, 172. And the couple was, I'll pull the clip up. The couple was saying, look, you know what I mean. You want me to go? You want me to look it up? He says, you want me to look it up? And he's going, yeah. If you're going to use your authority on me, you need to tell me what act you're pulling me under. As soon as you tell me what act you're pulling me under, I'll give you my name and details. It was like a chess game. He said, I'm not committing an offence because you're not giving me the correct act. Give me the correct act, or I'll give you all the information required.
So you're telling me they send men out on the highway without a pistol on their waist?
Yeah.
They sent him out on the highway with a pistol.
Well, shouldn't they all be armed? I mean...
No.
Well, no, I would suggest he shouldn't even be in a uniform.
Well, the guys are telling... What happens when someone jumps out of their car?
Have you not been listening to the last 5 minutes about our police force? They cannot be trusted. They are not properly trained. They do not.
Never had that vibe before the COVID,
No, we're on about recently.
Yeah.
Recently, they've hired a lot more police, and
They're overwhelmed. Yeah, they're overwhelmed and they're
They're
undertrained.
not overwhelmed. Crime's gone down in the UK by 20%. There's virtually no shoplifting apart from the big supermarkets, because obviously there's no shops fucking open, only the big supermarkets. House burglaries have gone down. Obviously, house invasions have gone up because a lot of people are in while they're getting their houses done.
Aren't they getting a lot of calls for domestic abuse, though?
Yeah, those sort of things have gone up, but overall, 20% drop in overall crime. The police are bored shitless.
I'll agree with that. Probably they've certainly got no crime in town and that anymore at night time, have they?
They've got nothing going on. That's why they're abusing. That's why they're abusing motorists all the time.
What's the British deficit? Any idea?
Oh, fuck knows. It's bigger than the Second World War.
I think we're at what, 28 trillion now, last dance? Isn't that the figure?
You are.
We'll be much less than that, I would imagine.
Can't hear you.
Well, we are much less than that.
You're muted, last
less
dance.
than that. But we're in worse situation than we were after the Second World War.
Yeah.
My
I don't
kids
think
will
we're
be
in a
paying
bad
for that,
situation financially, though.
Good for the home team.
I mean, it's not like we've done what America's done and just kept printing money, making the money worth less.
What?
We haven't kept printing money like the Americans did and making their currency worthless.
What are we doing currently?
We're not printing money.
Borrowing.
Borrowing money. So are we going to?
We're not. What I'm saying is, we're not printing new money and putting it out into circulation.
It doesn't. Yeah, but I understand what you mean about printing money. But the problem is, we're borrowing that money.
Yeah.
How are we going to pay it back?
It'll take a few years, but we'll get paid back.
It'll take
Two generations.
Few generations. That's right.
It took 50 years to pay off the Second World War. I think it was the last payment to America. It was when Maggie was in power.
Maggie. Been a while.
Well, the thing is, aren't every country like in massive deficit? So we're all in the same boat. So it's negligible anyway, isn't it?
Why can't we just say to international aid, no, we've got to look after ourselves. And by the way, we're not a sanctuary country. We're not welcoming everyone from all corners of the world because diversity is our strength. And we got to look after ourselves. We got 300,000 homeless in the UK, over 10,000 veterans homeless in the UK. I mean, it's crazy what's going on. You wonder why we can't get hospital appointments. Wonder why we can't get doctor's appointments. Wonder why people can't get on the housing list. 5 years waiting.
Yeah, well, that's been the case all the time, hasn't it? Anyway.
Yes, and it's been a case for 30 years that we've been inflating our population by 300,000 migrants every year on average. That's why.
Get to that one. Hello. Hello.
Say hi.
Hi, cutie.
Say hi.
She's awakened.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to shoot in a minute.
Nice one. But that's
up.
the problem.
They're up
That's
and
the
moving.
problem.
Time for pancakes.
Oh, God. That's the problem in this country. We're so busy putting $2 billion out in bloody international aid and opening the door to everyone in this country without skills, not going to add anything to the country. And the worst thing about it is if we accept even a small percentage of the Hong Kong people in the country, which are majority of them are professional people, that's all we're doing. We're taking the jobs from professional people in the UK a lot of the time. So either way, we're taking jobs away. But if you were gonna ask me the question, I think I would prefer people with skills than not. But you're taking those jobs away from British people. Then
Visas called over here last dance. H-1B visas, H-2.
Yeah, that's one kind. H-1B is one kind.
Yeah, that's for the professionals, I think.
Right. That's so Microsoft can hire people from India.
Yeah, Silicon Valley stuff. Yeah. know what you're talking about, based Welshman, on the taking away of the technical jobs. Yeah, there's.
I think the super monotonous jobs is good for the, for the, what's it called? The
invaders.
Not the invaders. They're not invaders. the immigrants. The things like pea picking and
economic migrants.
Anything that's paid by the basket, not by the hour.
Yeah, that's right. The agricultural
I mean,
opportunity.
It's not worth it for us to have.
Biscuits. I thought they were all lawyers and teachers and engineers. That's what I was.
No, I'm not on about those. I'm on about like the hardworking Polish
those are the terrorists.
The European immigrants.
Yeah, like the song Keith Richards sang for the Stones. Let's drink. Let's drink. Jesus, I sound like Keith Richards all the time. Let's drink to the hard.
Great impression, amazing impression.
Yeah, great voice that with Keith. Yeah, let's drink to the hardworking people, man. The salt
if it's not paid by an hourly rate, like those that work in fields,
respect,
then they can have them jobs for me.
The problem we got again, though, it's no good again, because what we're doing, right, we're producing foods at a very low cost, right, where the farmer, right, because I know what happened in this year. They said this year, let's get some British people in to pick all the fruit and veg, right? And when the British people turned up, turns out they wanted them to stay on site in these like fucking cabins. They were like shitholes.
Yeah,
right? They weren't paying them the full wage, so the whole system is not even legal, right, and correct. So they survive off foreign labour, because only foreign labour will put up with the conditions, because the conditions are inhumane, right?
Well, the thing is, they'd have to pay much more English workers to do the same job, because we won't be able to
conditions as well. But they like I said, the foreign workers don't leave site. So if you were a farmer, you would want them on site, because guess what? They're coming into work the next fucking day, ain't they? You know what I mean? So it's, and that's not good either way. And it's a bit like when we take, say, professional people from Malaysia, and we're taking nurses and dentists from Malaysia and Romania and Africa, and we're taking nurses more. That's all we're doing. We're acid stripping. We're stripping these developing countries of their professional people, right? So and that's what you're doing. They've trained over there, and you've just fucking robbed them. And all the lefties are going, "Oh, big it up, big it up, big it up." You fucking idiots! Look what they've done to the host country by you robbing them of their professionals. It should all be fucking changed. We should pay people
the
more,
way it should work is
and train people to do all the jobs.
The way it should work, in my opinion, is that the local people should get the first dibs on the jobs, and where there's a deficit, then get immigrants in to do that work. Which is, I thought that's how it's supposed to be.
I've just made you the example of the fruit picking and all that, right?
Yeah.
Well, it's all fucking bent and backward and not correct and legal.
So would you rather pay, say, like for a punnet of strawberries, would you rather pay £10 a punnet?
Well, I look, some weeks they're £1 a punnet, and some weeks they're fucking £2 and even £2.50 on shit weeks.
That's because it comes from not this country, though, does it?
To pay 50p more on the punnet. They're only a fucking £1 to £2 a punnet, depending on the season and whatever, right? Let's not go down that £10 a punnet road, right? Let's just be sensible about it. Do it correct. Do it right.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is it costs them 4 times the amount to get British workers to do it.
It doesn't cost them 4 times the amount. They're actually operating their farms and a lot of these picking factories illegally. They're not correct.
Yeah.
They wouldn't fit any standards. The conditions,
they've got to have minimum wage.
The living conditions alone are not wouldn't pass. And it's up and down the country, because otherwise the industry would be fucked. They all fucking know about it.
Yeah.
Every country has that problem. Just
I mean, I think it's just
with agriculture.
If I was to say pick, if I was being paid £9 an hour, for instance, and I was to pick for 1 hour, I won't be able to pick 9 quid's worth of fruit or 9 quid's worth of veg.
hard
So
to solve
they
the
just-
inequities of the world. It's
it's difficult.
a big job.
Exactly.
Lefties love diversity. Lefties love stripping nurses from developing countries around the world. That's what lefties love it. Let's just strip professional people from their countries.
Yeah, but I mean, truly, how right, quote unquote, can you be, Welshie? I mean, to split people up into left and right seems so such a black and white way to do things. Can't you grab opinions from both sides and create your own existence? You know what I'm saying, bro? You can't be specifically left or right. It's not possible.
Because most people have things alike from both sides.
Of course.
Well, I'm traditionally, I think, a libertarian, but when it comes to immigration in the UK at the moment, I want immigration to literally halt by 90%, or even stop it.
But that's only one aspect that makes.
And what about the all the jobs that none of us want to do?
Well, this is what I keep on saying to you. Right, the farmers don't want us to do the job.
What robots are for.
Yeah, but I'm not just on about those jobs. I'm on about like if there's a deficit of nurses because there's not that many people that have trained to be nurses. We need to fill that gap until we can
strip Malaysia. Let's strip Malaysia of their nurses. Then go on. Let's strip Malaysia of nurses. Go on, well played.
They've probably trained more an overabundance of nurses.
Oh. So why have they got an overabundance of nurses and we haven't? My dad
the way to do it is teach kids from school. Teach the kids from school. Right. Give them apprenticeships. Get them into it. Train the ethnic population.
It should change.
Or the indigenous population.
Change from school. Like the nurses should be a really valued sort of profession.
It should be, yeah, I agree with that. But while there's a deficit, we need to get that deficit from somewhere else, don't we?
No, we don't need to.
Once the deficit's filled by us, then we don't get any more immigrants for that job.
Like I said, it should be started from the bottom, where literally from school, just as the other Welshman just said that, from college.
Pay them well.
Like caring professions. What are you trying to say? We're not caring. Of course we're caring. It's just that other things like for mainly women. I'm not saying all women are nurses, and obviously there's a lot of male nurses out there, but it's a mainly, I would have thought, 2/3 female role in the NHS. It should be pushed more. There should be more incentives. There should be more tax breaks.
I agree.
Exactly. Pay them more. Pay them decently for a start.
I'll pay more.
Bring them from school, pay them more, give them an incentive to go into nursing.
Yeah.
What about...
Let's not pay that Malaysian nurse.
Let's not get bogged down with just nurses, though. What about the other stuff? Like, say, like, I do believe we've got plenty of tradesmen, like plumbers and, like, builders. But
well, you have to remember, a lot of Western higher education has foreigners here, educates them in the West, and then they go back to their native countries. You got to remember, based Welshmen, it's not all one way. There's a lot.
We have the best universities in the world. So
we have some of. I don't think we have the best.
Okay, well, I'll just say there's a group. Okay, this side of the world, right? For Europe, right? So that's an asset. They're paying like 15, 20, 30 grand a year. They're bringing money into the country. That's fine. If they want to take their profession back home, so they fucking should. They paid the money. They've cost a lot of money to come to get the course, to get taught at Oxford or Cambridge or King's. So yeah, I'm not going to go with that.
Another thing that gets me, my wife is Chinese, okay? Well, she was Chinese. She's British passport now. But for me to get her to the UK, I spent loads of money. She was refused a visit visa twice. If you come over on a boat, do you know what I mean? It's kind
straight in, mate.
We struggled to get her to come in to visit me. Yeah. Wow. And then when she visited me, she was refused her next visa. And we won on appeal because the Home Office made an error of law.
You went legit.
Yeah, of course.
I've been to Dover and I filmed from Dover. Migrants come straight in. The first thing they do, which is fair enough, they get a change of clothes and footwear and all that, because obviously they can get wet feet, which is, understandable, and then they go straight to the procedure. They give their false name and their whatever, and then they go on a coach. Then they go to Frontier House about 3-4 mile away, where they get processed, and then they go off into coaches all across the country, into hotels. And obviously there's 2 barracks they're going into. There's 400. There was 400 in Napier in Kent, and 230 in Penally, but there's now about 100 in each. So there's about 50,000 currently in government-paid accommodation, whether that's...
It's just not sustainable. It's not sustainable.
Well, of course it is, because the hotels are shut mainly. So what they've done, they book loads of hotels and give you loads of hotels and give you the names of them now. You will not get a room in that hotel until like fucking October. The whole fucking place. And if you go there...
it's a problem.
But that's your problem. You went legit. You should have just come in on a dinghy.
Sector of the economy.
It's fucking bonkers. It's fucking bonkers. They're being transported, and we've witnessed it, and we've actually filmed it. 4-star hotels, some of them.
The college I'm at has a very active recruitment program for plumbers and electricians. The trades, always need, new persons.
Yeah, people need trades.
You always need plumbers. Yeah.
But what I was trying to get at, what I was saying is, it doesn't matter what the profession is. There's always going to be a deficit somewhere in the country for some job. Could be anything. Could be a lawyer. Could be a plumber. Could be anything.
You shouldn't rely on.
What I'm saying, if you think of it this way, Welshman, if you think of it this way, say like so many kids come out of school this one year, and then they've all been told, you should be nurses, you should be this, you should be that, and then they end up with making a mistake, and so there's one field of business that's like been left out, and that's super deficited for that 1 year. They need to get some immigrants in for 1 year to fill that role until there's more people next year to be trained from this country that can then fill the role. That's what immigration should be used for.
Yeah, they said that about 40 years ago, man.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, the immigration system is fucked, but that's how it should run.
So what I want to know is, why can't we get rid of criminals in the UK? So we get foreign citizens that commit rapes.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. They should not be allowed in the country anymore.
Yeah, but we got these full lefty lawyers that use the Human Rights Act against fucking the citizens of the UK, and we can't deport these characters, and basically we've got a war of lawyers behind it, and they're all getting legal aid. It's a fucking total shit show. Was it the Rushmore scandal or something? The Rush Summit scandal, the Windrush scandal.
The what?
No. I'm on about criminals, rapists, drug dealers, murderers, not being able to be kicked out the country, right, after they've committed their sentence. You've got lefty lawyers in fucking legal aid to defend these
sanctuary cities and such. And
we got a sanctuary country. It's called Wales.
We're
a sanctuary country. We're a sanctuary nation, Wales. In Wales, you can be 14, you can be 16 and vote, and you can be a foreign citizen and vote on our elections, which is always quite clown worldish.
Well, there's always Isle of Man. That's got they've got it right.
The Isle of Man, yeah.
They've even got rid of COVID. Bless them.
Yeah, but it's really easy when you're a fucking island and you don't get much traffic.
An island that nobody has to visit to get goods and stuff from.
It's like people praising New Zealand and stuff, and you're like, shut the fuck up.
I'll be sure never to praise New Zealand.
Well, they're all praising New Zealand for their COVID response. It's a
Never
fucking
forget
island,
New
for fuck's sake.
Zealand.
It's got no transit hubs. They just shut it down, and as long as they shut everyone else down, it's going to end, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's very difficult in the UK when you're allowing flights in, hundreds of flights a day, isn't it?
Well, the thing is, we're a massive trade hub. Like you said, there's like flights and big tanker ships and lorries and all sorts that need to come into the country.
Biggest maritime, country in the world.
Yeah.
As small as you guys are, you're the biggest maritime operation in the world.
I honestly, I watch
there's water all around you. Imagine that.
when we're spotting traffic, or we spot the Coast Guard vessels, that tells us where the dinghies are, and the traffic in the channel's quite crazy. There's lots going on. You just put Marine Tracker on an app on your phone, and you'll fucking see it.
How many immigrants actually get butter on their body and swim over the channel?
None. What they do, they pay these economic migrants, pay traffickers up to 3,000 euros. These like desperate people have managed to find 3,000 euros, and these desperate asylum seekers.
We call them coyotes here.
He's paying these people smugglers thousands of euros, but they're desperate asylum seekers, according to the lefties.
Well, they've probably worked the way down, haven't they? Like working on the way through all the countries until they get to France.
I haven't got $3,000 on me.
Yeah, but you probably spend your earnings on modcons and deliveries and things that you like, whereas these guys are probably just living on the bare essentials of.
They just robbed. Oh, sorry, they made a living all the way up through Europe. Is that what you're telling me?
Well, I would imagine they've just done odd jobs on the way.
Oh yeah, there's loads of that going on in Europe. You just say to the guy, "Excuse me, I'll cut your fence. I'll cut your fence for €10." I hear of it a lot. I do see it. You see it all the way up.
You're so cynical. I'm trying to think the best of humanity. And be a devil's advocate. Trying to think of a positive way of someone getting some money on the way down through Europe.
I read about all the church burnings down and stuff, and in the papers. But
that's got nothing to do with the people fleeing the country, has it?
Oh no. It just so happened.
That's terrorist.
It just so happened that the church fires in France have gone up 300% in the last couple of years. It's just one of those things, isn't it? This happens.
Inflation.
No, he's right. I mean,
they just come bust.
Are we allowed to mention the Bataclan Theater in France? I mean, things are.
Me.
Has that got anything to do with immigration?
Yes.
Well, where that crummy band was playing, and they unloaded on them, blew them up.
At least half were migrants, and the other half were from migrant backgrounds.
Yeah, Muslim extremists killed a bunch of French people at a heavy metal concert because they didn't agree with the music. I mean, that's pretty bad.
Yeah, they did spontaneous attacks all across Paris. They drove to each attack then and just had a bit more. If you look at
what I'm saying is that it's not the
documentary on that.
It wasn't the people that are struggling to get over the channel in boats that committed the fires, is it? It's people it's Muslims that went there on purpose to target these particular buildings.
Well,
mostly from Belgium.
There was also recently arrived people in France within a year and then went out and actually committed this terror attack. So it's like they went to France to plan to do what they did, right? And the Notre Dame cathedral that burned down last year, read the reports, go through the reports. There was 2 separate fires in 2 different ends of the cathedral. Okay?
I'm not denying that
I thought that was an
people
accident.
that immigrated down did do the things, but what I'm saying is there are people that genuinely need to get out of wherever they were.
I understand that. And I've got no problem in helping these people out. We've got camps just in Jordan where we're actually processing people now the correct way to the nearest safe country. And
Nearest
we've got
safe country, yeah.
a 50,000 camp now
Which
where
should always have
people are
been.
being processed legally. They don't travel 8 countries to get there and then fucking
That's how it should be. That's
more
better.
criminals. Well, it's going on now. But, that's not what they're doing. They don't want to go to the correct channels. They don't want to wait 2 years. They want to travel through 7 countries, sort of make money all the way up somehow, and then pay traffickers a couple of grand, and then just get over to Britain. That's what they choose to do, rather than going the correct way, which is go into the asylum centres, camps that are right just outside Syria, in Jordan, etc., and Turkey. They don't want to do it the correct way.
I used to work for the Citizens Advice Bureau. I don't know if the Americans know what that is. It's like a free service for everyone, basically, if they can't afford it. And I'd say 80% of the people who walked in there would be immigrants or immigrants or non-British. We'd have to get interpreters for them a lot. And I felt sorry for most of them because they were in a grim situation. But some of them, maybe 10%, were on the make. They were on the make, They were some black guy from Sweden. I don't know where he came from, the Congo. He was so rude. He just expected us to help him and give him money. He'd come in, demand, "Where's my money? Where's my money?" So you have the element. But I do feel sorry for a lot of these people. I really do. But I don't know. It's a tricky one.
There's a pretty good horror movie called His House on Netflix, that's about African immigrants that are put into British housing, and it's this weird sort of house that where there's a haunted spirit in it. It's pretty good. Last Dance, have you seen His House?
No, you're
not even gonna either.
I'm still recovering from polar.
I'll give you a typical problem we've got. Like, there was a Mayfair hotel where the whole hotel was block booked, and like friend of mine filmed it, and the ceilings are like 40 foot tall. The coping's like 3 foot wide on the side of the thing. It showed all the and it's just full of migrants, right? And they were kicked out. And when they walked outside, they turned left, and 15 foot to the left, there was a homeless veteran on the pavement. Okay, so that's like, and it wasn't even planned. It just happened like that, and that's the reality.
I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing at the sidebar.
Didn't they put all the homeless people up during the COVID thing at the beginning?
Well, 300,000. 300,000. Where are they going to?
I don't know. I just heard a story of the homeless being given hotel rooms temporarily until they can be given.
I'm going to take off, guys.
Yeah,
all right,
take it off.
I know it happened at the start.
Rest.
Like everyone clapped for the NHS at the start, but
I didn't agree with that. I didn't do that.
That's not happening now. That's not happening now.
Moment of silence.
I showed my support for the NHS by shutting my mouth and staying indoors.
Yep. I'm going to make the dean's list my first semester.
You're muted, Steve.
Steve? Oh, Steve.
NHS is rotten to the core because all the management, all the upper levels, it's a shit show. They spend money like it's coming out of fashion. Not the frontline staff. I'm not on about them. I'm on about everything else.
That's
the gas man.
That's AR.
How you doing, gentlemen?
That's fantastic.
Is that AR? Bogus gas man? Are you the initials AR?
No.
No. Okay. You're.
I love that photo. I love that. That's brilliant.
Portrait there looks a little lucky.
I'm a first-time caller, long-time listener.
Well, hello.
Yeah, the photo's from a British TV show called
Fantastic.
Bottom.
Yes, it's Rick
Hello,
Mail, isn't
Mr.
it?
Gasman.
Yeah, do you know they sellotape him to the roof?
No, that's the burglar. That's the
I
burglar.
remember that episode.
Right, the bogus gas man's the guy they throw on the bus.
Yes, that's it.
They write him a suicide note. Yes.
Yeah, hit him with a frying pan.
Yeah, that's right.
Well,
What
My
are we
favourite show.
talking about?
It's my favorite. show.
What,
Yeah,
Steve?
it's good. Stand-up's really good. So when you see their live shows.
I've seen the live one. Yeah.
Take me
God
about
bless Rick
5
Mail.
minutes. I'm going to feed the cats. They're begging, down
All right,
below.
Judge.
I'll be back about 5 if you're still here.
all right, sounds good, man. See
So
ya.
what are you fellas talking about tonight? I recognise Based Welshman because I've seen his videos before about like the immigrants in the Pinelli camp. What are you talking
That's
about?
pretty much what we're talking about at the minute.
Oh, right.
What are your thoughts on it, bogus gas man?
Oh, I don't know. Sometimes I think that. Do you mean on the camp itself?
Well, I mean,
The situation, maybe, just like the whole scenario, I suppose.
yeah, like, what are you thinking about this whole thing with the influx of migrants?
Well, I don't think we can take them all.
Yeah.
It's going to. When they come here, right? They're not poor. They pay like £5,000 to these people smugglers.
Yeah.
They're not poor.
We've lost a load, and my mate's like Oscar, when he catches beachlands, and sorry to interrupt, but he asks quite often, and it's roughly from €1,000 to like 5,000.
Yeah, and then you've got the
Wow,
thing.
we've got lots of people coming in.
The French are escorting them halfway across.
Yeah.
Oh God, here we go. Oh my God.
Oh man.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
Steve, I thought you had the handle on this, man.
Apparently not.
See how Steve.
I'm glad my daughter's not here.
She'd be trigger happy then. Fucking zap that out.
What do you think? What do you think's going to happen when the lockdown all that ends and all these hotels are going to need emptied?
Well, this is a question we have been raising with ourselves. But currently, we just keep on getting arrested every time we go to any hotel. Active got arrested about 3 weeks ago for going to a hotel. It's really difficult. I don't know where they're going to go. We've been thinking about it, where they're going to go, but they're going to have to. They open another camp up somewhere in towards Dorset way.
Yeah, maybe they should take Australia's approach. Australia they stopped their immigration nearly dead in its tracks because they sent them all to an island before they got to Australia.
Yeah.
They were housed on an island somewhere.
Yeah, it's middle of nowhere. I mean, personally, I would suggest that we have currently about 150 cruise ships docked around the UK. There's a lot of those cruise ships, just like the planes, that will never ever go back into action. We should turn around any arrivals. They never step foot on British soil. We stick them on the ferries or the old cruise ships, and we process them there. It's a bit like Shamiba Begum. As soon as they step foot back in the country, it brings a whole load of shit back with us.
Yeah, I mean, I think we should give asylum to people who need it.
Yeah,
but not every Tom, Dick, and Harry that comes. Like,
I agree with that statement, bogus.
Like interpreters for the army in Afghanistan.
Yeah, Mark,
they should come across. You know what I mean?
No, there's another guy here trying to get in, but he's like, after that whole porno thing, like, I'm not going to let him in, right?
Yeah, if he hadn't got his face up, then yeah. But then again, it looks like he had his face up.
No, he's got his face, but dude, how do I know he's not dubbing something else?
You have your finger on the fuck off button.
I know, but it's like a 5-second delay. It never is
as long as we only see it.
Come on, you're a gangster. You're from
If
America,
they're brown,
Steve.
if they're brown, get them out. If they're brown, get them out.
Right,
yeah, get him out. That was not his face, was it? That was a rolling video, a GIF.
Yeah.
All right, he's gone.
Yeah, they're yeah, definitely.
There you go.
Yeah, that's not
It's getting dicey on this video stream these days, isn't it?
Yeah, I already sent Graham a text where it was like 3:35, which was 3 minutes ago. Possible porn. So he's gonna have to go in and do his little boop 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 to get rid of like 3 minutes or 1 minute or whatever it was. Those are the breaks.
To be fair, he'll probably get rid of the last like 20 minutes or whatever at show.
Yeah, I don't know, dude, because like if you think about it, what they showed that night on but it doesn't matter. It seems like,
I guess that was worse on main show, wasn't it?
right.
That wasn't good.
They only showed it one time, and then that was it. So it was like they get away with it. So maybe if
this was one time.
It's on Twitter. It's fine on Twitter. No problem.
Right.
People celebrating it.
Exactly.
Hallelujah! That's great.
Degeneracy is our strength.
Say that again, Base Welshman.
Degeneracy is our strength. Anything goes on, doesn't it? And
Exactly.
Twitter, they have maps in there. Fucking
they love it.
It's all like cherished over there.
Turfs. All right, fellas, we're going to end the show on YouTube. So do you guys want to continue chatting off camera?
I'm good. My butt is starting to hurt. I need to.
Yeah, thanks for having me, fellas. It was nice talking to you.
Yeah, you too, Douglas. Hope to see you again next weekend or something.
Good night, everybody.
Bye-bye.
We'll see you next time around. Biscuit, thanks for coming as always, man.
No worries, Steve. Speak to you later, buddy.
All right, take care, brother. All right, so here we go. Show is over. It was decent. A little wacky. But we had some cool dudes. Greg, Cypher, Biscuit, and everyone in the chat. You guys are all my people. This is why we do this. Because we don't have anything else to do, so this is what we do. Thank you for being here. I truly thank you. Enjoy the night. Bye. Or the day, Greg. Enjoy the day, brother.